are still dangerous thanks to their coach. I'm Andrew Perloff.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine.
I got stuff here if you need to put it under something.
Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10
all my
patients were in
stuff from
endoscopic
for
remission
tomorrow
at 1 year,
mixed in
based
with
on
my
areas
stuff for
visualized
today.
on colonoscopy,
Gotcha.
which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Nobody covers your cats like we do, with press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Caps have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just
What's
$8.
up, brother?
Gotta be Wendy's.
Good to see you again.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items.
About a minute out.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Hey, save time and money
30
on
seconds.
prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Tune into Wildcats Radio 1290 weekly for Brett Brennan's Football Press Conference, where you can catch up on all things Arizona football this season. The Football Press Conference, sponsored by Coors Light.
KCUV Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
And we're coming to you live from McKale Center here on this beautiful Friday. Red-Blue Friday, the official start to the men's basketball season here at the University of Arizona. There's no better time of the year than when we can talk about hoops and get you excited for what's to come with this 5th edition of the Tommy Lloyd era here, and starting up with an exhibition game, which is now just a little over 2 weeks away. October the 18th on a Saturday. That's when we can finally actually get some folks here into McKale Center and start looking at the Wildcats tune up on another opponent. We want to hear from you today. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us from that number. You can text us from that number. We'll be with you through 6 o'clock tonight, and then the festivities will actually get underway here at about 5:45 is when things are scheduled to start this evening here with the introductions of the 2025-26 Arizona Wildcats. Tommy Lloyd and his crew, a couple of new assistant coaches as well on the staff this year, so you get a chance to meet all of them, and then they'll have the slam dunk contest as they've had in years past, the three-point shooting contest, which will not only be the men this year, but the women are actually going to participate and have their own three-point shooting contest. I'm joined down here on site today by JW Madden. JW, that's going to be, I think, a fun aspect to tonight, as we're going to get a chance to see some of Becky Burke's girls out here, the ladies out here, and I think we've all said for years that it would be nice for them to mix the women in to this event, and or the women have some type of event like this on their own. Good to see that that's finally happening out here tonight.
First and foremost, thank you for having me out here, and also thanks to Dragon Ball back in the station for letting me finally get out of the building for once. I think they all owe a thank you card to Sabrina Ionescu, right? Because she was the one.
Okay.
Well, she was the one that started the whole Steph Curry girl boy thing in the All-Star game. And so, yeah, I mean, I just think it's a great opportunity. And, hey, those girls can shoot. So I think having them out there in front of that red-blue crowd, I'd love to see a red-blue game for the women. Okay? I mean, hopefully that happens somewhere down the road. But, man, what a beautiful day out here. Maybe a tiny bit, a couple of degrees hotter than we'd like it, but other than that, just perfect day out here for some basketball.
Well, you mentioned that because I think it's going to be right about the same tomorrow. And we've got a daytime football game out here just about 100 yards away over at Arizona Stadium. So I'm anxious to see. We have not had an early October noon football game in a number of years, going back to, I want to say it was 2018 was the last time, potentially 17. We played USC here in a day game, and it was kind of stealthy that day, to say the least. So it'll be anxious to see kind of what tomorrow looks like and how that plays
I think,
with the fan base, and if they're going to come out tomorrow and support this team. And in a game, look, that Arizona is heavily favored in, 3-touchdown favorite tomorrow against the Oklahoma State Cowboys, but still one in which you would like to see your crowd come out and show some support for these kids.
I think, listen to Coach Brennan, they want it hot.
Yeah.
They like it hot. They play in the hot. Well, they practice for the heat. So I don't think that'll be a true problem for them. It's just about our visitors. Want to make sure they have their best time in Tucson and go away happy with their chance to visit the old Pueblo with the loss.
Danny Gonzalez has been screaming, well, this is the game we want. We want to be able to, we practice in this every day. This is what we want to do and have a chance to bring a team in here. It's actually 2016. And it was actually a little bit later. I thought it was October the 15th, 2016 was the last time we, I believe, had a noon or early start like that here at Arizona Stadium. I do remember, though, it was really hot that day. I believe it was Khalil Tate's first start at quarterback that day. He went only 7 for 18 for 58 yards in that ball game. He did run for 72 yards and a touchdown, but USC walked away the winner that day by a score of 48 to 14. Hopefully a better look on the scoreboard for your Arizona football team coming up here on Saturday for that game against Oklahoma State. We are out here. Dragon Ball is back in studio running the controls. Dragon Ball, an exciting time of the year as we kind of begin to get in what we call the overlap, the busy period when you've got football and basketball going on at the same time, but always a lot of energy here on the University of Arizona campus when we get to the night of the red-blue game and we can start to celebrate this basketball program here that everybody loves.
Oh, yeah, no, the overlap between the basketball and the football teams is always a very fun time. A lot of opportunity to really kind of get yourself involved in downtown Tucson. There's always a game on during the weekend, so it's a great opportunity for that. J-Dub, I mean, you were on that downtown campus for a long time. You got to see a lot of those games and a lot of those busy weekends come around. So a lot of folks.
Yes, I did.
got a lot of opportunity for some folks to maybe get a little bit of extra cash in their pocket if you want to go and watch the game at any of the wonderful places there that are right there off the campus. But nonetheless, for us, the busy part of the season where we go ahead and put a lot of our focus on making sure that every little sound clip we can pull and everything else that we can use for, setting up the story of the game, it's going to be a fun time. And nonetheless, I mean, we don't have any sound clips for this particular red and blue game, but there's going to be a lot of sound, I'm sure, afterwards once we get DJ Tom E on the stage.
You know what I'm happy about, boys, real quick, is that at 3-1, I mean, we went through 20-game losing streak not too long ago. At 3-1, this time of year, DK, is when you hear a lot of fans say at least basketball's here.
Right.
At least we got basketball, right? And that's not what anybody's talking about because of what Coach Brennan and the football teams, put together this year and how improved the defense is. So I'm glad that we get to celebrate both sports. And like Dragon Ball said there's just so much to do down here on campus. So what better time to get down here, support the Arizona Wildcats, some of these local businesses.
It's weird. I saw Brent Brennan walking down the street, walking down Cherry as I was pulling in on campus today. And it was fun. It was kind of funny because I thought, oh, that's odd. He's just like walking down the street. And I'm like, well, it's not the president of the United States. It's not like he needs like bodyguards that have to be with him all the time. He's just the head football coach here. If he wants to take a walk on campus, Friday and get out of the office for, because I'm sure he's been in the office grinding through practice tape and grinding through game tape for Oklahoma State. If he looked like he was just kind of on his lunchtime walk to get out and stretch the legs and maybe break a little bit of a sweat, he can do that. And, again, everybody, I don't think anybody was crowding him or anything like that or stopping him for his autograph. They just let the coach out there get his walk in.
We've been down here for about an hour. We've seen the entire women's basketball team, the entire swim and dive team, and a former U of A basketball great.
A.J. Bramlett.
Walk right past us.
1990. He was on the 97 championship team, right? Yeah, AJ got a chance to see him, and we are hopefully scheduled to talk to Reggie Geary is scheduled to tentatively join us on the show today, so we'll get a chance to talk to him. We'll also let you hear some of the interviews that we had from Media Day. Dwayne Air Stode. What do you think of that nickname? He liked it. Air Stode.
I think Dragon Ball and I said, let's wait till after the dunk contest.
Yeah, let's see how high he actually gets up out in the air there.
Got to earn it. Got to earn that name.
Air Stode, exactly. But we'll see. He grew up loving Air Jordan, Michael Jordan, so it kind of maybe fits for the player that maybe got him interested in a potential basketball career.
If you're going to
pick
in the
United
guy,
States,
DK, I mean that's the guy to pick.
Exactly. Koa Pete, we actually had a chance to talk to him as well. Toby Awaka, you'll hear from him. Ooh, excuse me, got the allergies popping up here as we get a little bit of a windy day out here as well on campus.
Crazy.
Yeah, you also hear from Anthony Delorso, Evan Nelson, Moteus, don't call me Mo, Moteus Krivas. We'll get his thoughts on the freshman class as well as, you'll hear some, I keep promising you I'm going to give you Danny Gonzalez every day. So I will give you some Danny Gonzalez as well on today's show.
Well, I mean, you saw Coach Brennan. Maybe Coach Gonzalez is going to walk by and he could pick a mic up. We could have a live.
Yeah, oh, God. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. We might not ever get to a break if Coach Gonzalez walks by and has a seat here at the table. He would definitely talk our ears off for sure. But that would be a whole lot of fun to sit him down and really talk ball. I mean, he's a guy that knows how to talk ball. I keep telling people you need to check out the press conferences here between him and Seth Daggy and the information that they're giving you and the analysis that they're providing on what's happening with Arizona football. It's a whole lot of fun to listen to those guys talk the game, and we're absolutely looking forward to as well on the basketball side hearing that Tommy Lloyd and some of his new assistant coaches talk the game as they join him and Jack Murphy.
Get your napkins ready.
Oh yeah, get your napkins over at Bob Dobbs. We might have to go have a sit down over there with Tommy Lloyd. For sure. Also, we'll get you your BetMGM Network top plays coming up a little bit later in the show. We had 3 plays off that Thursday night game last night that was won by the San Francisco 49ers. Don't look now, but for a team that's extremely, quote, injured, they sure know how to fight through their injuries and win some football games. 4-1 on the season, playing without half their starting wide receivers. But you get a guy like Kendrick Bourne who steps to the forefront, 10 catches, 142 yards from your backup quarterback, Mac Jones, who throws for 342 yards and 2 touchdowns. And you go on the road, you may have heard Jim Rome talking about it. They went down to SoFi and took over that stadium, which is not that surprising. I mean, we talked last week about how it seemed like the Seattle Seahawks fans last Thursday night came down here to Arizona and were a very large presence at State Farm Stadium. You're going to kind of get, and I mentioned I don't know if there's another place where you could have a fan base come in and kind of take over a stadium. Los Angeles might be that other place where outside fan bases can come in and really make their voices heard here on a game day, and that's what happened last night, especially when apparently the rivals bought up all the tickets at that game last night and helped their 49ers get the win by a score of 26-23 in overtime. We've seen a number of overtime games already early in this season, including last Sunday night's game, I should say, between the Packers and the Cowboys that ended in a 40-40 tie. Actually, I kind of fell asleep on that game last Sunday, so I missed all those dramatics at the end.
Did we talk about how we feel about ties? I know you asked Kelvin, but
yeah. How do you feel about it?
I mean, I think they should find a way to end it. And if there's no kind of infinite football game, there's bound to be a way to end it. But again, like with the score a field goal, score a touchdown or whatever, everybody gets a chance. You can't play forever. But I mean, at the end of the year, DK, when it's 16 games played in one tie, so you got a team that's 8-1. It's just, I don't know. I think ties are okay in soccer, not so much in the NFL.
Dragon Ball, your thoughts on ties in the National Football League?
Well, you know how they do the long jumps and the high jumps in the Olympics? I say we let it go down to the kickers, as it always has in overtime. You go ahead and one kicker picks the heads or tails, and if they get it, they get to either pick first or second, and the kicker then has to select what yard that they have to kick a field goal for themselves. If they hit it, then that kicker has to either match or go beyond.
So like a shootout for football.
Like
something similar to
like
that.
High jump.
That.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Similar to the high jump.
That would be interesting.
I just think that, again, we want to go ahead and have it in a situation where we don't leave guys out on the field for too long and risk injuries and things like that. But if you have it, kickers are kicking longer field goals nowadays. I mean, we're seeing a lot of 62, 63-yard field goals in game situations. So I think if you just have it be holder, snapper, and the kicker, if that trio can say, yeah, we can hit this from about 63 yards out, if they hit it, then the other guy's got to hit it from at least 63 or 64 and see if they can go ahead and come away with the win.
I've never heard that. I've never heard that concept. But that's interesting. I wouldn't necessarily be
Special
against
teams
that.
Are a part of the game. Man.
They
Special
are.
teams are a part of the game.
They absolutely are a part of the game. That's it. That's an interesting one right there. All right, Dragon Ball, we'll have to write that down and get that into the league office. See if we can get Commissioner. What is his name?
Still Goodell.
Yeah, Mr. Goodell. Thank
still.
you, Roger Goodell.
So many people's, unfortunately, Roger Goodell.
See if we can get Roger Goodell maybe to get that up for a vote at the next league meetings. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We're coming to you live from McKale Center. It's the Red-Blue game here tonight on a busy weekend. It got started last night with the volleyball team winning a thriller here over the Utah Utes, down 2-1, and the ladies came back and took the match by a score of 3-2. We'll let you hear coming up a little bit later from Avery Scoggins, as well as a few highlights from that game as well. And later in the program, in the 4 o'clock hour, we're going to talk to Dave Hunziker, the play-by-play voice of the Oklahoma State Cowboys. We'll get his thoughts on the game coming up tomorrow between OSU and U of A. DK on the sports tip, coming to you live from McKale Center. JW Madden is here with me. Dragon Ball is in studio. Cricket as well, getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. With collisions that are reported at Grant Road and Swan, Speedway and 6th Avenue, Keno and Broadway, Wetmore and Auto Mall Drive, also flowing well south of Roger. Northbound Campbell approaching Fort Lolis, stay left to get by. Backups there. Save time, use Tucson Boulevard or Mountain Avenue instead. Clear 67 tonight, 90 this weekend, and 99 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and
Hey,
Drains.
I just had a new BetQL drop in just now. Talks about Vanderbilt being a trendy upset pick.
Call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out
Over Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Afternoon,
okay,
so
just
grab your best
get
Tucson
the
Tuxedo.
information.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do, with press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, Your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected. Your floor mats are cleaned and delivered. And your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Find mom's best gift at Target. Now through Mother's Day, get up to 40% off gifts for her. Discover trendy apparel and swimwear that'll elevate any wardrobe. Jewelry that'll make her smile shine brighter, and even chocolate that'll turn any moment into something sweeter. There are endless options to choose from to show her she's the best. Hurry! Save 20 to 40% on select apparel, jewelry, chocolates, and more this Mother's Day only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Once upon a time, our family had trouble with pests around our home. Did you know that stinging insects send tons of people to the hospital? And teeny ticks and mosquitoes can be all around the yard. Their bites can make people and their pets sick. Mice, rats, and roaches need food and water just like us. You do not want them to visit. They can spread disease and make it hard to breathe. I'm sure glad this story has a happy ending.
Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
It's DK on the sports tip. Did you hear what we were talking about?
Doing a lot of around the house work. New tub. We had to break up the concrete, reset the pipe.
You're going to start your own show?
Not a chance. I'm not a big HGTV guy.
How much of that work are you doing yourself?
The stripping was kind of my job. I ended up taking
stripping?
I took
You're
out the
stripping?
linoleum. I stripped out the
Am
linoleum.
I not paying you enough money that you got to strip for a living? DK on the sports tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
At Straight Talk, we are all about no-brainers. Calling Grandma for her recipe, no-brainer. Streaming one more episode at 2 a.m., big no-brainer. Getting real unlimited data where you buy bananas, the ultimate no-brainer. Switch now and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 5/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store single line activation on qualifying plan. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com/terms. Copyright 2025 Verizon.
Do you disregard people's personal space? Sitting next to people in public, even if there are tons of open seats? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Mattress Firm's 72-hour sale is happening now. Save up to 72% off on top brands, with queens starting at $149.99. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
When I found out my son was smoking weed, I thought it was just part of adolescence.
But then I found out how powerful weed is now.
When teens use vapes or dabs, the potency can be 80 to 100% THC.
Use of high THC products by youth can cause hallucinations, cannabis-induced psychosis,
and come with increased risks of suicidal thoughts,
planning, and attempts.
Just Say No, KNOW. Go to justsayno.org today for the facts.
A public service message from Johnny's Ambassadors.
We bring you all the news and stories of your Arizona Wildcats. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Wildcats Radio 1290 for the latest highlights and commentary. Your home for U of A athletics, Wildcats Radio 1290.
More than 6 million kids in the U.S. have ADHD, and many aren't getting the support they need.
DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio 1290.
And we're coming to you live from McKale Center, Red Blue Friday night here on campus. Busy weekend, we mentioned, started last night with the volleyball match here. It was a thriller, 5 sets. Arizona comes from behind to beat Utah. That will be their only match this weekend, a one-weekend match, so they'll get an actual whole week off, which they kind of need because they've really been traveling a lot in the early part of this season. We interviewed Carly Cisneros the other day on the air, and she was just talking about the travel and how maybe that had taken a little bit of a toll on the team and that 4-match losing streak that they went through. But a nice comeback last night, and we'll have some of those highlights coming up for you a little bit later. 520-848-1290 is the number. Don't forget, I am giving you 2 opportunities to win $1,000 today. You hear that, sir? $1,000. Got a chance. Could you use $1,000, my friend? There you go. There you go. I'm going to give you 2 chances, one before 4 o'clock and another after 4 o'clock. To win $1,000, it's our 5K a day sweepstakes, giving you keywords at 5 different points in the day between 6 and 9, 9 and 11, 11 and 2, 2 and 4, and 4 and 7. Your chance to win $1,000 is coming up before 4 o'clock. I will give you the final 2 keywords of this week, so stay tuned coming up for that. All right, we had a chance to chat with one of the returners on Tommy Lloyd's basketball team, Toby Awaka, who is back, transferred in here from Tennessee last year, became an enforcer in terms of rebounding, inside scoring for Tommy Lloyd's ball club. Just a really important piece to the puzzle. And here's what Toby had to say about coming back for year number 2 here at the University of Arizona.
The Bradley wide open three is up over the rim, no good. Offensive rebound inside, Awaka lay it up, and that is good.
That guy just goes to work. He gets the time card. He punches it inside the lane. Offensive board and putback. We're going to see that all year long.
Toby Awaka, 15 rebounds here tonight.
And Toby Awaka joins us back out here at McKale Center. It's Arizona Wildcats Basketball Media Day here from the floor. The Lute Olson and Bobby Olson.
Interview's about 8 minutes or so. I'll let you know when we're about a minute out.
For Toby Awaka. When you hear people talk like that and say you just go to work, what does that say to you about the way you play the game, Toby?
It's just a mindset, how I kind of approach life. How I approach basketball, academics, relationships, everything. I try to stay consistent and all that. So, again, when I step in the court, I know what my role is. I know what I'm best at, rebounding, defense, sort of being that sort of tough and gritty anchor for a team,
We've been asking some of the young guys about see, there's Dwayne over there, about having to come off a Toby Awaka screen.
Oh man!
Evan just said you get concussions coming off a Toby Awaka.
Did he say
screen.
that really?
He did say that. He did say that. What do you like when what do you teach those guys when you set that screen? How they need, if they see that type of screen in a game, how they need to adjust so they don't get their head taken off.
Yeah, I think it's just about timing and trailing the guy that you're guarding, trying to get as skinny as possible. And sort of give me like the least amount of surface area possible to make contact with, So I think that's really the best way. But it's tough because, sometimes in our offense you don't know when it's coming, and it kind of surprises you. So it's just about sort of being alert and being ready.
We know you love to rebound, but do you take pride in setting good screens for your guys offensively?
For sure. Yeah, our offense can't really run effectively if you can't set good screens, whether it's ball screens or off the ball. And I take pride in, getting the guards open because they do a lot to feed me the ball and, help me out in defense and things of that nature. So whenever I can get them open, it definitely gives me pride,
Toby Awaka is our guest, Arizona forward. Obviously, your stature, you had that coming in here, but how have you changed? Have you changed your body at all since you arrived here and started working with Chris Rounds?
Yeah, Coach Rounds has been really instrumental in me just becoming better as a basketball player. He's kind of the unsung hero of the program. He's not really in the media. He's not really talked about. But what he does in the backgrounds in the weight room is paramount to what this program is and, what it's become. When I got here, I was already, like you said, already big in stature, so I was just kind of looking to keep the weight, but lose body fat and get stronger. So I think I've done a good job of that, and he's helped me tremendously from sort of upper body strength to lower body strength to cardio and getting ready for the season, making sure you're in peak shape. So yeah.
You want to throw your body fat percentage out there for people to know or no?
I think right now it's like a 5'8".
5'8". That's not too bad.
Preseason, so it's not too bad. Yeah,
for sure. What's impressed you about some of these young bigs that are coming in this season? Mabil Mawad, Ivan Karchenkov, and the likes as well.
Talented, but they're mature too. They have a good head on their shoulders. They operate with the type of maturity as freshmen that's not really, common. And I think that their willingness to learn and to pick up details and to listen to constructive criticism has been, really positive and really eye-opening.
What most impresses you about Koa Pete?
Koa Pete is an amazing talent. He's probably the most level-headed kid I've had the pleasure of meeting as a freshman. Sometimes I feel like he's older than me,
But does he read as many books as you?
I don't know. You might have to ask him that. We haven't had that conversation yet, but hopefully we get to it. But, yeah, great person off the court, but on the court he's a great talent, super versatile, able to handle the ball. Jump shot is coming along, super athletic, high IQ player in terms of making reads and just the right play overall. So, yeah, he's been, like, really, really fun to watch this summer and just how he's progressed and just seeing him play, seeing him come in at the start, ready to compete, sort of embracing that challenge too. I kind of knew, like, he's going to do great things here.
Toby Awaka is our guest. So what's the book of the moment right now?
Ooh, I'm reading Inner Excellence. I forget the author's name. I think his name is Jim Murphy, I believe. But it was the book that, sort of the media went crazy about, seeing AJ Green read on the sidelines last season, Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver. So, yeah, somebody had recommended it to me, so I decided to pick it up, read it, and I'm going through it now. It's really great stuff.
How many books did you read over the summer? How many are what's like?
I think I was at 10 or 11.
10 or 11.
10 or 11. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And in terms of the academics for this year, what's going on there?
So I'm in Eller right now, the business school. I'm trying to pursue a degree in business administration. So going through a business communications class right now and a business management class. So trying to juggle that and hoops and sort of excel in that the best that I can.
What do you think where will that take you once basketball is done?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I think that I'm just trying to open up, sort of possible avenues as many as possible. Sort of leave that door open wherever it takes me in terms of business. And just leave myself options. I wouldn't say I'm keyed in on one specific area. I am, sort of growing an interest in terms of the stock market and stuff like that, and looking at charts and understanding patterns and stuff like that. That's something that's been cool to watch and understand. So yeah.
How long, like, for you did it take to get over the loss to Duke? Is that something, because again, there's certain losses that are more difficult to get over than others when you feel like you're better than a team. Maybe if it's a team that has beaten you already once and you knew was maybe a step ahead. Is it easier to get over a loss like that than maybe a team you should beat?
Honestly, I think it really took me like a week. I kind of felt for a guy like Caleb, who played his heart out.
Yeah.
His last, go around in college basketball. Trey Townsend, same thing. So I really wanted to go as far as possible in the tournament for those guys. But again, I was just proud of the way our team played, and I thought we played, one of our better games of the season, and Duke just kind of responded, response after response for every punch that we threw. But yeah, losses like that are tough. But again, I think at the end of the day, it's just appreciation of the moment. And, I would say that the beginning of last season, not many people would have thought that we would have made it that far. So to kind of prove some people wrong and kind of lace up our bootstraps and kind of trudge through the season and make it that far, I think it's just a testament to the guys that we had on that team.
Toby, continued success. Looking forward to a second year here at Arizona.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Toby Awaka, senior big man for your Arizona Wildcats. Out of Hyde Park, New York, again by way of the University of Tennessee. Man, that's really just a great guy to have in this program.
There's no doubt. I mean, lunch pail guy. You've heard all the things that Rhino and Brian say about him. It's just so true. If you watch him on the court, he's just all about business, all about taking care of all the space. He occupies so much space. Really good screener. And I love the question that you posed him about how long it took for him to get over Duke. Because as we've talked to, so many players over the years, Kelvin, talks about when he was with the basketball team in that stretch, those losses early in the tournament led to the national championship in '97. So a lot of times it's stewing in the gym, DK, over the summer when you can't get, Cooper Flagg's face out of your head and you just want to get shots up that leads to a great season. So I can't wait to see what Toby's added to his game, and I love the idea that he's really vibing with all the freshmen. Seems like they're all really getting along, and that comment about Koa Pete potentially being older than him, when it consider the source, man. I mean, Toby Awaka, such a well-read, well-spoken young man. So, yeah, just really looking forward to seeing those guys on the court.
And doubled his numbers last year. From the previous year at Tennessee, it averaged 4 points and 4 rebounds. Took that up to 8 points and 8 rebounds. Shot 59% in his final season at Tennessee. Shot 65% from the floor last year, again, for the Arizona Wildcats. So when he got the ball inside and down low, he was pretty consistent in being able to put that ball in the basket, averaging close to 20 minutes last year. Do you think we'll see those numbers? We'll see the minutes go up?
Well, think about the roster, right? Because you've got Moteus, don't call him Mo Crevis, coming back, and you've obviously got a couple of bigs on the freshman group coming in. So I think the best lineup is one that has Toby Awaka in it, just because of how forceful he is. Even opposing announcers, when you would hear them talk, they would say Toby Awaka just jumps off the screen when you're looking at tape of Arizona. So I think, but then again, I think Coach has the luxury this year of rotating some guys. So we talked a lot last year. Would we see Toby Awaka on the court at the same time with Moteus Crevis, and then obviously with Vesar later in the year when Crevis went down? So I think you'll see a little bit of mixing and matching depending on the opponent, because Coach Lloyd has that luxury. Go big, go small, or somewhere in between. And I think Toby will be a big part of that in different matchups and different groups, regardless of who the opponent is. I think you need Toby Awaka out there 22, 23 minutes probably, because of getting those freshmen some minutes as well.
2 for 5 shooting 3-pointers. Not something he does a lot, but again, he took a few last year. I remember the time he took the first one, I was like, whoa, Toby Awaka's out there taking 3-point shots. But did make a couple last year.
You got to put it on tape, right? If you get left open and you got the 10-foot cushion, if you don't shoot that shot, then they're going to they're going to game plan against you and give you that drop coverage and that deep cushion. If you just put it on tape, 3 for 5 is great because it just gives the defensive scouts the idea that potentially he could shoot it from out there, and that's really all you need. And I'm sure he's been working on his form.
Scott Shake, ladies and gentlemen. Scott Shake, coming, the legend here at the University. Scott, come here, come say hello to the folks on the air real quick. Scott Shake's been around these parts for a long time. Just have him pick up that. He can just pick up that mic right there, and we'll put him on the air. Scott Shakely. Scott, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. Doing great.
Red Blue. I mean, well, first of all, how long you been here?
I just finished my 36th year here at the U of A, and I've been very fortunate to have the best job on campus.
36 years. Well, you have seen it all, Scott. Obviously, how have things changed in those 36 years? Obviously we're in a whole new era of revenue share and all of that kind of thing, but how is the other elements of college athletics changed in those 36 years?
Change is absolutely the right word. It's massive change that I've seen in my time. But in my 36 years, what I've seen in the last 4 or 5 years is more than I saw in the previous 32 years combined. Just massive. With the transfer portal, NIL, and certainly the House settlement, just massive changes. But we're doing a great job. I think we've really done a great job addressing our budget challenges, and Desiree and her senior staff, executive staff, have done a phenomenal job in getting our budget turned around. So that's really exciting. And tonight, the reason I'm walking by, we're honoring one of our donors, Ken Coit.
Oh, wow.
Who made
a big donation.
Yes, a $5 million donation, and we're going to be honoring him tonight and tomorrow at our game. So we're going to be recognizing him at Gate 3 right across the street over there.
I saw them putting up the balloons and all that. I was wondering what that was for.
Yeah, so that event's happening shortly, so I can't stay too long.
Absolutely.
But that's exciting. And
so I want to just mention, because there was that donation, and then another one came in this week for $4.4 million. That's pretty good to get those back to back.
That's pretty
like
amazing, David. And you got your numbers right. So we're getting catcalls from the sidewalk here. So Paul Macenti, who my first 2 years working for U of A were in Phoenix, so I had the great fortune of meeting him and working with him on part of that gift. And we've had a number of staff that worked in our Phoenix office including Callista Elmore, Erica Barnes, Bob Logan, and a number of others. So, yeah, he created that gift 35 years ago.
Wow.
And he's smiling now knowing that he's making an immense impact on our student athletes.
That is awesome. Well, Scott, I know you got to get going to the party. Appreciate you stopping by and taking a few minutes to chat with the folks. Keep doing that great work, man. We will keep those donations coming in. We were just talking about we're talking about do we need to find that major donor, or is it just a few people like you mentioned giving $4 or $5 million that can put this program in a larger place than what we've seen it maybe over the last.
It's everybody, David.
Yeah.
We were fortunate to have some 7-figure gifts, but we have an entry point for the Wildcat Club for $35.
There you go.
So we need everybody has to start somewhere, and every single dollar matters. So give us a call if you're interested in getting involved.
There you go. Scott Shake is his name. Scott, appreciate it as always.
Thanks so much, David.
Take
care.
Scott Shake. 36 years. Inside of this athletic department. I remember, Scott, when I first got here, that was 18 years ago. So he was 18 years in at that point here at the University of Arizona. All right, let's get a break in here. We'll come back. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collision just occurred on Oracle right between Ina and Orange Grove northbound, slowing on Oracle approaching Ina. Other wrecks, Speedway and 6th Avenue, Grant Road and Swan. 2 wrecks on Flowing Wells, 1 south of Roger and the next north of Wetmore. 67 clear tonight, 90 this weekend, and 99 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
It's DK on the sports tip. Did you hear what we were talking about?
The thing with the WNBA All-Star Game, if I'm not mistaken, they were going to bring back the 4-point spot, which was those little circles near midcourt.
They call that the Clark.
Yeah, the
Clark spot.
The logo shot.
Is it sponsored by State Farm?
I don't know if it's sponsored by State Farm, but I imagine it would be a very easy advertising spot.
DK on the sports tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
This is Ron. I'm the president of Alaskan AC. Our main job is keeping you comfortable, and we hope that puts a smile on your face. But we recently met someone we just made smile just by being on the radio.
I giggle every time I hear you guys come on. My daughter laughs at me because I can hear the jingle start and I immediately turn the volume up.
That's our new friend Charisse. Not a customer, just somebody who needed a laugh, and we just happened by.
My husband passed away 5 years ago. I was diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago. I fell into
He covers your Cats like we do, with press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com. and get ready for the workday.
Find mom's best gift at Target. Now through Mother's Day, get up to 40% off gifts for her. Discover trendy apparel and swimwear that'll elevate any wardrobe. Jewelry that'll make her smile shine brighter, and even chocolate that'll turn any moment into something sweeter. There are endless options to choose from to show her she's the best. Hurry! Save 20 to 40% on select apparel, jewelry, chocolates, and more this Mother's Day only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Once upon a time, our family had trouble with pests around our home. Did you know that stinging insects send tons of people to the hospital? And teeny ticks and mosquitoes can be all around the yard. Their bites can make people and their pets sick. Mice, rats, and roaches need food and water just like us. You do not want them to visit. They can spread disease and make it hard to breathe. I'm sure glad this story has a happy ending.
Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
It's DK on the sports tip. Did you hear what we were talking about?
Doing a lot of around the house work. A new tub. We had to break up the concrete, reset the pipe.
You're going to start your own show?
Not a chance. I'm not a big HGTV guy.
How much of that work are you doing yourself?
The stripping was kind of my job. I ended up taking
stripping?
I took
You're
out the
stripping?
linoleum. I stripped out the
Am
linoleum.
I not paying you enough money that you got to strip for a living?
DK on the sports tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
At Straight Talk, we are all about no-brainers. Calling Grandma for her recipe, no-brainer. Streaming one more episode at 2 a.m., big no-brainer. Getting real unlimited data where you buy bananas, the ultimate no-brainer. Switch now and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 5/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store single line activation on qualifying plan. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com/terms. Copyright 2025 Verizon.
Do you disregard people's personal space? Sitting next to people in public, even if there are tons of open seats? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Mattress Firm's 72-hour sale is happening now. Save up to 72% off on top brands, with queens starting at $149.99. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
When I found out my son was smoking weed, I thought it was just part of adolescence.
But then I found out how powerful weed is now.
When teens use vapes or dabs, the potency can be 80 to 100% THC.
Use of high THC products by youth can cause hallucinations, cannabis-induced psychosis,
and come with increased risks of suicidal thoughts,
planning, and attempts.
Just Say No, KNOW. Go to justsayno.org.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Coming to you live from McKale Center, Red Blue, Friday night here in Tucson. Getting ready to kick off the men's basketball season, women's basketball season as well. We had a chance to meet all those ladies. How are you, young lady? All right, she's ready. She's got her red and blue on. She is ready for the game tonight, for sure. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. I mentioned things started last night. A thriller of a volleyball match between Arizona and Utah.
Cisneros! Oh my goodness, what an angle!
Are you kidding? What? That was ridiculous. I mean, look at this set. That set was just gorgeous. I mean, Avery Scoggins, if you don't know her name before, you know her name now. She is behind the 10-foot line and able to put up a perfect set. And then Cisneros, I mean, nasty.
And it's a Wildcat winner in 5 sets over the Utes. Their senior Jordan Wilson wins it for Arizona.
I don't know where to start other than the fact that that was a true team effort. We have our first Big 12 win.
I'm so proud of us, you guys.
Nothing better than a winning locker room here at the University of Arizona. You heard the head coach there, Adam Gonzalez, ladies and gentlemen. Getting ready for the Dodgers-Phillies series is Adam. There you go. Longtime employee and graduate here at the University of Arizona. Big ball game last night. Carly Cisneros, 11 kills. Jordan Wilson led the way, as she always does, 17 kills. And Adriana Bridges, big. She had 10 kills from that middle position. Boy, if they can start to get offensive production like that from their middle, she's just a sophomore, and she hit 421 in the process of accumulating those 10 kills, then Arizona might be in for a pretty good stretch. 2 out of 3 wins in their first two wins out of their first 3 Big 12 matches. Let's hear from Avery Scoggins, who finished the night in terms of setting with 41 assists, just 1 error last night by Avery Scoggins. They caught up with her after the game on the nationally televised broadcast on FS1.
Avery Scoggins, setter for the University of Arizona. Avery, talk about this 5th set win. What does this say about the resiliency of this group?
Resilience is definitely something we've been working on a lot in practice, and it's just great that we were able to show it out on the court tonight and keep fighting no matter what.
Now, your coach talks a lot about, hey, you got to be coachable, you got to be accountable. Sure, I can light a fire under you, but you have to do it yourself. What were the conversations between the 6 on the court regarding coachability and accountability?
Next point mentality, obviously try not to avoid repeat mistakes, but just keep going hard for every point and eventually it'll work out.
Now, for you, the setter, you are running this offense and you do such a great job. How have your connections with your attackers really elevated maybe in the last week or so?
It's good. It's all about trust. I'm able to look at my hitters in the eye and say, I got you right here, and then they're able to terminate.
How about that for sure? There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Krivas, Moteas Krivas. Don't call him Mo, call him Moteas, right? There you go. And Avery Scoggins last night also double digits in digs, 19 digs.
Did you say 41 and 1 error?
41 assists with 1 error, yeah.
Boy.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good for
I mean,
Avery
what did you say
Scoggins.
2 years ago was they really need a setter?
Yeah, the setting has been an issue. But they handed the keys to that young lady. Oh, there goes the Jackets. The Jackets are rolling away over there. Don't let them. Though you were taking a nice.
I just haven't
look
seen
at those letter jackets.
I haven't
over
seen
there,
a
right?
Letterman jacket like that in a while. So yeah, they look nice.
We might have to get you one for your birthday.
I don't know if there's
sometime.
any big enough, but we'll take a look.
All right, there you go. 19 digs for Avery, 16 for Brenna Gender, I should say. Carly with a double-double, 11 kills and 11 digs in the ball game last night. 12.
One of those kills
total.
was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Exactly.
it was around the blocker.
Yeah,
the angle she took on that.
She knows how to. She's got different hitting angles. That's one of the things about Carly.
Got to keep the defense
Got
off
different
balance.
hitting, and she had a nice little touch that they had to review. That ended up they ended up calling it out, or they ended up calling a foot foul because she came down with her foot across the line.
Yeah.
But that was another missed opportunity. But one, at least she showed her different abilities to try to get hits for this team, which is pretty incredible. Just a sophomore for Carly Cisneros. So a big win. Ladies again will get a week off, but they've got 2 more home games coming up next week against Colorado and Baylor will come to town Wednesday and Friday of next week. So an opportunity to get out here and see your Arizona Wildcats. All right. I promised that I'm giving away money today. In fact, I'm giving away money 2 times each show for the next month. All right? Money, folks. Money in your pocket. I'm going to give you a keyword every Monday through Friday in the 3 o'clock hour, and then I'll give you another keyword prior to the end of the show. Could be in the 4 o'clock hour. Could also maybe be in one of the other hours later, the 4 o'clock hour, maybe the 5 o'clock hour. But you're going to have to listen to find out. But I'll always give you one in the 3 o'clock hour because this is the 4th window is between 2 and 4. So right now, you're going to get that short code text code ready, 95819. This is your chance to win $1,000. $1,000 if you text the keyword bread. All right, we go. Coach Tennis is in the house right over there as well. We got bread, B-R-E-A-D, bread. is the text word, the keyword for texting right now. Your chance to win in the 5K a day promotion. 95819 is that short code. Text that right now. Text bread to 95819. You've got a chance to win $1,000. It is the 5K a day giveaway. DK, it's not mine, but I'll put my name on it because they didn't tell me that I couldn't. We will give you $1,000 5 times a day. Listen for those keywords. Sometimes they're in our commercial breaks. Sometimes when we're on the air, we'll give you that keyword. So you have a chance to win that $5,000. We'll text you back to confirm your entry. Data and messaging rates may apply. Please do not text and drive. All right, so bread to 95819. That's the first of 2 keywords that I'm going to give you during the show for your chance to win $1,000. DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. If you're coming down to Red Blue, I want to know what your feelings are, what you're hoping to see tonight, what you love most about this event. Let us know if you're in the area. Come on down and say hello. Come on down and say hello. We've got a mic down here. You can tell us right in person on air what your hopes are tonight. Not only tonight, but for this entire season for both Arizona men's and women's basketball, as well as the football club that'll be on the field is tomorrow, as well as volleyball. If you want to talk about your hopes for the volleyball team, we'll take all that, all those thoughts here today.
You can also tell us if you're coming down to see Moteus, don't call him Mo Crevis,
Yeah.
or Big Shaq Diesel, or the guy who's so good at DJing that they don't let him compete in the world DJ competition anymore.
Yeah, we didn't even mention post move yet. We'll talk a little bit about that when we come back. Dragon Ball is back in studio. He's got everything happening in the world of sports, as well as sports here in Southern Arizona.
Well, looking around Arizona, again, the Wildcats will be looking to get an early start tomorrow. The kickoff against Oklahoma State set for noon here in the desert, which certainly has Coach Brett Brennan excited about the chance to get their day started off pretty early. But when asked about the drawbacks to having such an early start, Brett Brennan was very quick about the response to that.
We practice every day in the heat. You know what I mean? We're outside every day in the heat, in the direct sunlight at that time of day. I don't know how else you can address it. I'll tell you this. If you let it be an excuse for your football team, it will be. You know what I mean? Like that part of it. But, I think, every day we practice in that. I love it. I love the idea of wake up, take a shower, brush your teeth, have something to eat, and let's go play, versus just waiting all day to play. I think it's awesome for our fans. I think our fans can rally. I think Zona Zoo, right? Like, if I'm in college, let's get the party started at 8 a.m., man. Let's get this thing going. We got to kick off at noon.
Again, be sure to go ahead and get your tailgating starting early as the Cats aim to get their first Big 12 win on the season. And despite the numerous injuries hitting the running back room for the Cardinals, general manager Monty Ossenfort says the team is not going to hit the panic button just yet. They will look to go ahead and elevate running backs Michael Carter from the practice squad, as well as bringing in third stringer Amari DeMarcado some more time on the field as the Cardinals try to go ahead and get themselves set against the spiraling Titans. That game coming up this Sunday for Kyler Murray and that squadron. Meanwhile, the Ravens will officially be without former MVP quarterback Lamar Jackson this weekend. The Ravens officially rule him as out against the Texans due to that hamstring injury that flared up on him against the Chiefs in that loss last Sunday. Meanwhile, the recovery for that timeline is still not determined. Cooper Rush will be the starting quarterback in Jackson's absence for the foreseeable future. And I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Issues up in Oro Valley, some transformer issue. Expect traffic signals dark at Oracle and Pushview Lane, Oracle and First Avenue, Lambert and First Avenue, and also Tangerine and First Avenue. And expect possibly temporary stop signs to be in place. A collision occurred on Oracle between Ina and Orange Grove, and expect northbound slowing. Clear 67 tonight, 90 this weekend, and 99 now. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Get 2 #1 selling bacon cheeseburgers. Wendy's JBC plus medium fries and soft drink for just $8. Total game changer. Order today. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Request JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Claim per individual independent market research company.
Your home for U of A football.
Nobody will catch him. Touchdown, Arizona.
Men's basketball.
Midcourt. Shot is up. Good.
And baseball.
Here comes the winning run. And the Cats have won it.
Wildcats Radio 1290.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the mountains or go pick up your dry cleaning?
RV wins!
Are we cleaning the gutters or taking the RV camping?
RV wins!
Are we getting a new passport or cruising up the coast?
RV wins!
Don't forget, you got that trip to Sweden coming up.
Oh, yeah, passport, then RV.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. There's a rumor that summer could finally be coming to an end. A big relief for us, but your car is probably still feeling the effects of the brutal summer heat. So now is the perfect time to stop by any of the 14 area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a complimentary check of your tires, battery, brakes, coolant levels, and wiper blades. And if you're in the market for tires, you'll save big this month on our Arizona-proof collection of tires, like the smooth-riding, long-lasting Michelin Defender 2. With factory rebates and instant savings, you'll get back up to $200. And we've got lots more tires that can tackle Arizona's extremes like BF Goodrich and Uniroyal with big savings right now. Visit jackfurriers.com to check out all the specials. And for fast, friendly service, you can make an appointment online. Call ahead or just drive up and find out why Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the locals' favorite for tires and automotive repair. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Tune in this Saturday as Brent Brennan and your Arizona Wildcats football team welcome the Cowboys from Oklahoma State to Arizona Stadium. Kickoff is set for noon, and our pregame show begins at 7:30 a.m. right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do, with press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday. Find mom's best gift at Target. Now through Mother's Day, get up to 40% off gifts for her. Discover trendy apparel and swimwear that'll elevate any wardrobe. Jewelry that'll make her smile shine brighter, and even chocolate that'll turn any moment into something sweeter. There are endless options to choose from to show her she's the best. Hurry! Save 20 to 40% on select apparel, jewelry, chocolates, and more this Mother's Day only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Once upon a time, our family had trouble with pests around our home. Did you know that stinging insects send tons of people to the hospital? And teeny ticks and mosquitoes can be all around the yard. Their bites can make people and their pets sick. Mice, rats, and roaches need food and water just like us. You do not want them to visit. They can spread disease and make it hard to breathe. I'm sure glad this story has a happy ending.
Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
It's DK on the Sports Tip. Did you hear what we were talking about?
Doing a lot of around the house work.
And we're coming to you live from McKale Center. Red Blue Friday night here in southern Arizona. Festivities a little under 2 hours away now for the annual Red Blue game. The doors will be opening up here very soon. They're starting to set up the entrances out front. We are located right now on the front side of the mall. We've done most of our shows here at McKale the last couple of years on the back side of the mall, but on the front side right now. So stop on by and say hello and tell us what your hopes and dreams are for Arizona men's basketball, Arizona women's basketball, Arizona football, volleyball. We've got baseball, I think, played last night at the Mexican Baseball Fiesta. I did not see how they did in that particular game, but we'll let you know all that. You just heard about volleyball's big win at home over Utah, a match in which they came from down 2-1 to win. So that's always good as well. And then, of course, we've got football coming up for you tomorrow. Noon start. It's going to be an early day out here on the campus. So we will start our coverage at 7:30 in the morning. 7:30 in the morning for the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day pregame show. And then kickoff tomorrow is at noon. Bring your sunscreen, bring your visor, bring whatever you need to stay cool. Lots of water as well tomorrow, because it'll definitely be a warm one for sure. We've got swimming. I think there's a swimming inter squad going on this swimming. Hey, there's some swimming fans. I think they're on their way over to the pool. Swimming inter squad is happening as well on campus. So just a busy, busy home weekend. Nothing better than a home football weekend. J-Dub knows all about that from his years down on university. So
busy. You mentioned we're on the front side.
Yeah.
When the front side, you get to see the head football coach. You get to see the athletics director.
Yeah, we saw Desiree Reed-Francois there again. Scott Shake was telling us about a big event that they've got going on for one of the recent. It's funny because J-Dub, I don't know if you had read about that, but Ken Coit. Essentially, we've always joked about how schools like Stanford have these long names for their athletic directors and some of their positions. Well, now Desiree Reed-Francois has one of those long names because Ken Coit has put his name on the athletic director's position here at the University of Arizona. So she is now the Ken Coit Director of Athletics here at the University of Arizona.
Smart, Stanford, DK, known for smart people. That's what they're known for. So, that's what they're doing.
Right.
And any little bit counts. Like every single bit counts. That's the era that we're in. So, thank you first and foremost to the Coits, and that's just such a great gesture, and hopefully the first of many.
Yeah, $5 million. So we mentioned two big donations here recently. One that came in this week, and I believe so Ken Coit and his family donating $5 million to University of Arizona Athletics. He graduated from the university in 1967, so it is the R. Ken Coit Director of Athletics position. First named Director of Athletics position in university history. Only the second named position overall within the athletic department, and the largest naming gift here at the University of Arizona for athletics since 2018. So congratulations, Ken Coit. Also has his name on the College of Pharmacy here at the University of Arizona. So it's people like that really make this university run, and we all absolutely appreciate everything that people like Ken Coit have done, as well as the gentleman who made a $4.4 million donation earlier this week, the estate of Paul Macenti. Athletics received that transformational gift from the alum. He was a graduate in 1958, born in Cleveland, Ohio. There you go. Good on Paul Macenti. Cleveland, Ohio native. You would love to hear that much more. Let's read that. Desiree put out a statement on that this week. Paul's generosity will ensure that generations of student athletes have the opportunity to thrive academically and athletically here at the University of Arizona. We are grateful for his lifelong devotion to the Wildcats and proud to honor his legacy through this endowed scholarship. So Paul Macenti was born in Cleveland, raised in Phoenix, graduated from the University of Arizona College of Business Administration in 1958. So we thank the estate of the late Paul Macenti as well for everything that they've done here at the university. Was a banker up in the Phoenix area for more than 40 years and a devoted supporter of Arizona athletics, fixture at U of A football games as well. So, again, those people are really stepping up for this athletic department to try to put it on a national stage across the country. 520-848-1290. If you knew either one of those, like I can sit up here and tell you about this, but if you knew are Kent Coit, or if you knew Paul Masenti, love to hear from you today. 520-848-1290 if you knew either of those gentlemen and what University of Arizona athletics meant to them. All right, big night in the WNBA, the beginning of the finals, which will feature your Phoenix Mercury and the Las Vegas Aces, who are absolutely the best team down the stretch of the season. And but they got tested in their part of the semifinals by the upstart Indiana Fever, who were playing without half their team.
That might be the best story of the year.
Yeah, and still managed to.
How did they do that?
How exactly? How did they do? Well, Stephanie White's a hell of a coach. She's a hell of a coach, and they still had some good play. They still had their point guard. I mean, I think anytime you can take, I think, and JW, you can say this more than me because you know a lot about basketball. I think you can survive injuries if you have if you still have your really good point guard.
Well, Leah Boston, right, is the cornerstone outside of Caitlin Clark. So as long as you have a scoring big and you got a person who can facilitate, you can definitely get wins done. But it really comes down to defense this time of year. So when you lose, 4 or 5 rotational pieces, you're talking about putting players in that maybe haven't played within that rotation for much of the year that you're relying upon. And then it's just communication. So really, really amazed at the Fever's run. But as you said, we all knew the Aces had been playing, 20-game winning streak or something like that at some point. So, yeah, I mean, that's been the best team. And what can you say about the Mercury?
Dragon Ball?
I'm just thinking about this matchup right now between these two squads. Again, the Mercury, a team that a lot of people were not sure what the new identity was going to be for the franchise. Meanwhile, the Aces' identity for the past 5 years has been getting to this point.
Yeah.
Let's not forget, the Mercury this will be their 6th WNBA Finals appearance in franchise history. This will be the Aces' third appearance in the last 4 years with a chance to make it 3 championships in 4 years.
How many of those were with Diana Taurasi?
Yeah, a lot of those were
all
Gianna Taurasi.
Right?
All of them.
Right, so it's a completely new era. But when you're talking about what the Aces have done, that core group has been together, and they're playing very, very well. They're playing like a veteran team that knows how to win big games.
A veteran team with a 4-time MVP in Asia Wilson.
Her numbers are crazy because I think she's only played 7 years. 4-time MVP, I think 5-time All-Star, and 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, I believe, something like that. Just outrageous.
All right, let's hear from Alyssa Thomas and Kalia Copper. The game 1 is in Las Vegas, and in case you did not know, you can now play Uno at some tables in Las Vegas. So it's been a popular game that many of us have played on our family dining room tables for years. But who is the best Uno player on the Mercury roster right now?
Do you want to tell people the truth now?
I would like to say I am the best Uno player. However, I did take a couple L's recently.
I'm the best on the team. When they can't beat her, I come out and then I beat her and then I go back and do what I need to do. But yeah, I'm just super competitive. I grew up in a super competitive family. Anything, board games to punch buggies, we're super competitive in.
Yeah, Uno. Are you any good at Uno, Mr. Dragon or Mr. JW Madden?
Well, many of my cousins are LDS on the other side of town, and it's huge. Uno is all we ever did when we hung out. So I am very, very familiar. Although I will say it's probably been a good 10 years since I played a hyper-competitive round of Uno, but I've definitely played a couple 100 games in my life for sure.
The girlfriend, for me, has the Uno attack little machine that they use to you hit the button and it will just shoot out 8 cards at you out of nowhere. So no, Uno can get a little bit crazy, at least in my side of the house, and I do my best to try and keep it as quiet as possible when I'm down to 2 cards. Otherwise, people start getting a little bit more attentive about when to use those skips and those +2s.
Exactly. All right, Dragon Ball, let Cricket know we're going to bump her back a little bit because we've got the tennis coach here. Women's tennis coach Ryan Stotland has joined us from Arizona Women's Tennis. Ryan, appreciate you stopping by. I know there was a big donor event over here. We've had some incredible donations that have come in the last couple of weeks, close to $10 million to this program, and you guys were honoring one of those donors just a few minutes ago over at the stadium.
Yes, we were. So thanks for having me, David. But yeah, no, it's been great. It's been a lot of momentum in all our sports, and the fall sports are looking great, and it's leading to bigger and better things.
When you see donations like that come in, as a coach in this program, what does that mean for you and the players on your team?
It means the world. It means that we have support and we have people that are really looking out for us. And the more we get, the more we know we need to compete and try to win championships. So it's a really good motivating factor to know that somebody's willing to put that much money into our programs and support us.
All right, summer. How'd the summer go for the young ladies? Did we have any of them playing internationally at all this summer?
Yeah, they were out and about all over the world, so that's kind of how our sport works anyway. But yeah, we even have some of our graduating ones that are doing pretty well. We have one in El Salvador right now, and one was just in Tunisia. So we have some of our alums right now are playing all over the world and playing professional. So we're hoping they can make it as big as Colton did, and we'll see how they go.
Yeah, and you guys just completed as well. We had a chance to talk to Jay Friend yesterday, and your ladies also just completed the ITL American Championships. How did that go on the women's side?
It went all right. Josie won her first round, so she got to the top 32, and then they won their doubles, and so they got to the top 16, and then we lost. But it is just a huge honor to even get. Jay showed up and
she
won
was
the
the
whole
first
thing,
to ever compete in the main draw, right? Correct?
for a long time. I
Yeah,
don't know
okay.
how many years, but it's been a while, so it's been really cool to see her growth. And even Martina and Josie, we think they're one of the best teams in the country, and they got in and they proved themselves. So it's a great opportunity to show us who the best players are, and it shows us we're right there with them.
How hard is it to get into that draw?
I mean, you have to be the top 64 in the country.
Yeah.
Or basically top 40 to get in automatically. So top 40 player in the entire country out of every single team. So it's really, really difficult just to get into the qualies or the pre. So getting into the main is a huge honor.
And you mentioned Josie was playing with, it was Martina Ostrogalo.
Yeah, nice
Tell me a
work.
little bit about yeah, I finally got one right on the first time, right? Tell us a little about Martina.
Martina's been great. I mean, they're both juniors. They're both from Canada.
Okay.
Martina's one of the top recruits in the world, actually, when we got her.
Wow.
She's been doing great. They're actually both pre-med, so they are
Is that right?
busy athletes, but they're
Wow.
exceptional people, athletes, and academic scholars. They do it all, so they're great representations of what we want here at Arizona.
I know you had some obviously outstanding freshmen that came in last year. I remember chatting with Zoya Chulik, who I think came in at the mid-year last year to kind of help you guys out. Tanvi had the big clinching win last year over Arizona State here at home. What's the prospect for those two young women coming into this season?
They're getting better.
Yeah.
I mean, they're dedicated. They want to do bigger and better things. Our schedule this year is even harder than it was last year, so we've challenged ourselves, and that means we only get to play the teams if they think we're good. So the other teams really see the bigger picture, and they all respect our program, and they see where we're at. So our schedule is one of the best in the country, if not the best.
All right, it is Ryan Stotland. You guys have obviously got some matches going on throughout the fall part of the schedule. First time, though, we'll get to see you guys at home. We'll be at the Wildcat Invite in November, mid-November. Will everybody compete at that event, or is it select players in that
It'll be
event?
select. So the fall is mostly select players. So we'll
Okay.
have 4 players playing at that, and then we'll have a good group competing. It'll be fun seeing how we grow. So the fall is really all about just getting better and improving for the spring, so when we get to the team season, we're ready.
Outstanding. Ryan, best of luck the rest of the fall.
Thank you for having me, David. I appreciate you.
Ryan Stotland, the women's tennis coach here at the University of Arizona. It is Red Blue Friday night here on campus, getting set for the Red Blue game here tonight. We've got both the men and the women that are going to be competing in this event, and then coming up on Saturday, it is football time at noon. Arizona and Oklahoma State still to come. We'll let you hear from Chuba Maye. I got to give you some Danny Gonzalez. We'll hear Danny Gonzalez talk about some of the big plays that the Wildcats dealt with in the last game and how they can be better in that respect coming up here on Saturday afternoon. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic
All right,
Center,
I told
it's
Cricket to go
Wildcats
ahead and be
Radio,
ready about
1290
4:32.
traffic And weather together. Up north in Oro Valley, issue with a
Perfect, yep.
transformer. And there are many intersections with dark traffic signals up north in Oro Valley. Please treat those intersections as an all-way stop and be really careful. Collisions that are reported Lambert Lane in La Cañada, St. Mary's near Grande. Also, 4-car crash occurred on Oracle northbound approaching Ina. And I'm Cricket. And your weather, by the way. Clear 67 tonight, 90 this weekend, 98 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by eBay.
So I was on eBay because I'm absolutely obsessed
with this rare hologram trading card. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. eBay had it. They even had
the perfect parts that fit my car.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay.
The jungle has moved afternoon, so grab your best Tucson tuxedo and join us on the Jim Rome Show weekdays from noon till 3 p.m. right here on the flagship home of your Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Here's your shot at winning $1,000. It's $5K a day on Wildcats Radio 1290. Text the national keyword MORE right now to 95819. That's MORE to 95819. We'll text you back to confirm your entry. Data and message rates may apply. Please don't text and drive.
Your shot at $5K a day is happening now. Listen for the national keyword 5 times each weekday. Then text the keyword to 95819. 5 winners, $1,000 each. $5K a day.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no. How bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Wildcats Radio 1290 is proud to support your Arizona Wildcat football team as they continue their season with another home game this Saturday at Arizona Stadium.
This Saturday, the Cats take on Oklahoma State. Kickoff is scheduled for 12 noon.
To get your tickets, visit ArizonaWildcats.com or call 621-CATS. For more University of Arizona Wildcat football, including a complete schedule and link to buy tickets online, log on to WildcatsRadio1290.com.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even bad hair day?
Yep.
And tree branch fell on my car day?
Especially that day. Progressive has you covered 24/7 for your home and auto.
How about thought it was chicken, but it was tuna day? Or overnight construction outside my bedroom day?
Those days too.
Great, because that was each day this week.
Been there. Well, at least your home and auto are covered every day with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Kick off your week with Wildcats Radio 1290 for Modelo Mondays from 6 to 7 p.m. at Union Public House. Enjoy a refreshing Modelo, spin to win prizes, and more. Sponsored by Modelo, brewed for full-time Cats fans, an official partner of Arizona Athletics.
Wildcat fans.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do. With press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Find mom's best gift at Target. Now through Mother's Day, get up to 40% off gifts for her. Discover trendy apparel and swimwear that'll elevate any wardrobe. Jewelry that'll make her smile shine brighter, and even chocolate that'll turn any moment into something sweeter. There are endless options to choose from to show her she's the best. Hurry! Save 20 to 40% on select apparel, jewelry, chocolates, and more this Mother's Day only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Once upon a time, our family had trouble with pests around our home. Did you know that stinging insects send tons of people to the hospital? And teeny ticks and mosquitoes can be all around the yard. Their bites can make people and their pets sick. Mice, rats, and roaches need food and water just like us. You do not want them to visit. They can spread disease and make it hard to breathe. I'm sure glad this story has a happy ending.
Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
It's DK on the Sports Tip. Did you hear what we were talking about?
Doing a lot of around-the-house work. New tub. We had to break up the concrete, reset the pipe.
You're going to start your own show?
Not a chance. I'm not a big HGTV guy.
How much of that work are you doing yourself?
The stripping was kind of my job. I ended up taking the
stripping?
I took out the linoleum. I stripped out the linoleum.
Am I not paying you enough money that you got to strip for a living? DK on the Sports Tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
At Straight Talk, we are all about no-brainers. Calling Grandma for her recipe, no-brainer. Streaming one more episode at 2 a.m., big no-brainer. Getting real unlimited data where you buy bananas, the ultimate no-brainer. Switch now and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 5/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store single line activation on qualifying plan. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com/terms. Copyright 2025 Verizon.
Do you disregard people's personal space? Sitting next to people in public, even if there are tons of open seats? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Mattress Firm's 72-hour sale is happening now. Save up to 72% off on top brands, with queens starting at $149.99. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
When I found out my son was smoking weed, I thought it was just part of adolescence.
But then I found out how powerful weed is.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Arizona and Oklahoma State for the first time in about 13 years on the football field. Saturday here in Tucson. Wildcats coming off a loss at Iowa State, and the Cowboys arriving off a defeat from Baylor. Pleased to be joined by the play-by-play man for the Oklahoma State Cowboys, Dave Hunsiker, joins us. It has been, Dave, a very interesting and difficult season so far with the longtime firing of longtime head coach Gundy. What has been the mood around the program, obviously, over the course of the last 10 days?
Well, it's interesting. There was a song back in the 70s. Your older listeners will remember this. I'm dating myself. John Lennon saying, "Nobody told me there'd be days like these."
Yeah.
Strange days indeed. Most peculiar, Mama. That's where we're at. It's been a little bizarre, and the dismissal of the defensive coordinator, Todd Grantham, at the first of this week is another piece to the puzzle. And, of course, now you're trying to just manage your roster and keep as many guys in place as possible. And, you know, Coach Gundy was a legend here. He took Oklahoma State to a level of success that no coach had ever enjoyed here. And, you know, Big 12 championship in 2011, basically a run where out of a 10-year stretch, they were ranked in the top 15, I think 9 of those 10 years at some point in the season. So it's been bizarre. And now you're into the real strangeness of it, trying to keep a roster together, you know, and all those fun things. So it's been a little weird.
Ultimately, what do you think happened? Obviously, we can look at a lot of things in terms of some of these situations. A lot of these quote older coaches who maybe have potentially had trouble adapting to this new era of college football and the transfer portal and revenue share and having to turn over your roster a lot, or at least the numbers on your roster a lot. In terms of folks that are around the program, what have they pointed to for why Oklahoma State got to this place?
I think part of it, and probably the biggest part of it, was just a little trying to do things with the portal and NIL that just didn't work. He really initially wanted to pay all the players the same, which was noble. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's just it didn't work. And so, you know, and it wasn't entirely his responsibility that they got behind in the portal. There were a lot of factors at play there. And then I think, you know, with that, he had always been somewhat of a polarizing figure, although I think most people loved him. But, you know, he could say some things that would sour the mood of some fans. And there were some things said last year when Oklahoma State went winless to the Big 12 that probably put everybody in a worse mood And so I think that played a role in it. But ultimately, what happened is, I say the portal, I really should change that. Every advantage Oklahoma State had in the new era is gone. Number one, the facilities, which are world-class. Boone Pickens played a huge role in that, so there was that. Number two, the ability to look under every rock in Texas and find great talent, James Washington being at the top of that list, who had an NFL career with the Steelers. Nobody wanted him. He turned into a two-time All-American, so that's just one example. And then three, Oklahoma State was really, really good in the graduate transfer category. They found a number of guys in the graduate transfer ranks that came here and started, some of whom went on to the NFL. So all of those three things, not to mention the strength and conditioning, all those things, but those three things in today's world are of zero use. And so every advantage that Oklahoma State had on that run to all the success that Mike Gundy had here, when everything changed, those things went away. I told many people when all this stuff started that no program in America would be more negatively impacted than Oklahoma State. I was hoping I would be wrong, but unfortunately I've been proven to be right.
Wow. Dave Hunziker joining us. He's the play-by-play man for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. It's the Wildcats and the Pokes at the stadium, noon on Saturday. So Dave, so then you mentioned T-Boone, and I think we talked about that last year. Are the days of that one big-time donor gone? Can you still operate a program successfully with that one person? I was talking to one of your writers last week, and I asked him if anyone has emerged to step into that role since the death of T-Boone Pickens.
And that's happened to an extent, but of course nowhere near like what he does. Now you look at the programs that are having success. Texas Tech, for example. Oh, they've got a guy pour $500 million into their thing. You look at what's happening at Oregon. Obviously, we know what Phil Knight's impact is there. I think Miami has a big time guy. So yeah, I think if you have one that is willing and able to pour just an unearthly amount of capital in, then it's a huge advantage. And of course, what's happened right now is this thing may take care of itself. I mean, as we wade our way through the front-loaded NIL deals that everybody has right now, where they dumped out all the money of their collectives and just paid a ton of money out, paying basically guys in advance to make this work. Once we get to true revenue share, maybe it'll balance out a little bit. That was the intent. That's the hope. Oklahoma State is certainly hoping so. And, of course, the NIL thing is still a little bit undefined, even though we have the new rules in place. But I'd like to think it'll balance out some once we get 3 years down the line and all these front-loaded NIL deals are done.
We're chatting with Dave Hunziker. He is the voice of the Oklahoma State Cowboys. So, Dave, Doug Meacham steps in, offensive coordinator. You mentioned Todd Grantham at the top has been let go, defensive coordinator. Are we expecting wholesale changes, or is this let's keep it as simple as possible?
I think the latter for sure. I think, there'll be an emphasis on simplicity on the defensive side. I think that's an absolute requirement for a variety of reasons. So Clint Bowen, that's sort of what his operating procedure has always been. He was defensive coordinator at Kansas for several years, and actually, working for some Kansas teams that did not win a lot of games defensively. They had some defensive squads that were pretty darn good. And so, he's an even keel guy. He's the perfect personality for this situation. He was an analyst on the staff, so he's migrated obviously into a full-time role. So I think there'll be simplicity there. And, with Doug Meacham, it's situational. I mean, you're just kind of playing week to week, playing off the opponent, but trying to keep things simple as well. So the big focus has been making sure these guys have fun, because it has to be that way. Otherwise, who knows how many players you'll put on the field by November. If you don't find a way to keep them engaged and happy, at the same time disciplined enough to play and be successful, I mean, who knows what it'll look like in November. So they're trying to find that balance. And early on here, these first 10 days, I think they've done a good job of it.
When you talk about Zane Flores, what can we expect to see from him at quarterback?
He's gaining experience. He was a late bloomer in the recruiting cycle, and by the time it was all over, the likes of Ohio State were in pretty hot pursuit of him. But he stood true to his commitment to Oklahoma State. He's a good thrower. He's a better runner than people think. He actually runs pretty well. And he's just growing. He's only played in 3 games now, so he's kind of learning. I say that 4 games, but he's kind of just figuring it all out. But above average arm strength, certainly above average intelligence, but just doesn't have the experience yet to set the world on fire. But over time, I don't think there's any doubt he could be a really good quarterback if he gets through this year and his confidence doesn't get shattered in the process. That's the danger here with a guy like him, is that the quarterback is the CEO of the organization, and it's hard to be the CEO if your confidence gets battered and bruised. And so I think that's one thing we have to watch closely with Zane, is to make sure that he comes out of this feeling good about himself, because he has a very bright future ahead of him.
When you look, obviously, on the defensive side of the ball, just 1 interception from this defense, and not a lot of takeaways all told. Why has that been an issue for this defense to maybe not be able to get the ball back to the offense?
I think sometimes they've been more complex, too complex for their own good. I think that was part of what happened with Todd Grantham, is maybe trying to do a little bit too much. And so you had guys running open. And so I think simplifying things, having been through this before, I think that's something that Clint Bowen has had success with, even in these interim situations where he's simplified, and you keep things in front of you, and then consequently you end up in some favorable down and distance situations, and invariably you get some turnovers. So I like to think that'll change. I don't know if it'll change this week, but I think as they get more time together, I think that will change and improve. But when there's a lot of guys running free, you're not going to get many turnovers, and unfortunately, that's what happened these first 4 weeks.
Do you? Obviously, we mentioned Todd Grantham, and I remember him from his days with the Browns in the NFL. And you've got a lot of guys on that defensive side in terms of the coaching staff that have NFL experience. Greg Brown obviously was also here in Tucson at one point, along with Theron H., who was here. Do you sometimes think that those guys with massive NFL backgrounds don't maybe necessarily have an understanding of college, and they try to make it to NFL plex versus, hey, this is college, we can't get into a lot of that type of professional scheme that older guys can adapt to?
I don't know if that's the case. I think that the big complicating factor in all of this, to be honest, is you have players that you literally are exchanging year to year in many cases, 65 new players basically on the Oklahoma State roster. You really don't know what they're capable of. And so you're trying to install what you know and probably what has worked in previous collegiate stops, but it's not that way anymore, because your guys have not only not played at Oklahoma State, they haven't played together. It's all new, and you don't know them. It's like what Clint Bowen said earlier today. He said, he told the guys, he said, this is not really fair to you guys. Normally, in the old days, I'd known you guys for 7 years. I'd have known you in high school and got to know your parents and your families and your high school coaches, and now I've known you for 2 days. So we'll work on this relationship to make it better, and I'm going to have your back at every turn, but I don't expect you just to jump on board immediately and decide that, I'm the guy that's going to, I'm going to be your best friend on day one. I mean, of course not. He's very real that way. And I think that's what helps Clint Bowen a lot, is that he's very real. He's very authentic. His expectations are reasonable. And because of that, I think the players will really, really like him, because he does have their back, and he understands the uniqueness of the situation because he was an interim head coach at Kansas. He's been through this a few times. So that helps. But I think more than anything, it's just the changes in college football and the uncertainty, if you're in a situation like Oklahoma State, of understanding what do you have individually with each player, and then on top of that, what do you have as a unit? Those are not necessarily one and the same.
Dave, why have obviously Oklahoma State was always a program that could really put out some wide receivers. I mean, you look at some of the guys that have come through there, Des Bryant and the like. Why haven't they been able to attract that type of player recently?
Oh, I think it's the portal. Yeah. I mean, it's those are expensive guys. And that's just not been part of the deal here. Even you look back as soon as 3 years ago, Tay Martin caught his first NFL touchdown last weekend. He was, of course, a guy you're familiar with from Washington State.
Yeah.
Who came here and played on Oklahoma State's 2021 Fiesta Bowl champion team that beat Notre Dame and Phoenix in the Fiesta Bowl. So, and Brennan Presley is not like the other guys. I mean, he's on the practice squad with the Rams, although at his size, a miracle that he made that. But it's, I think it's just the times. I think it's just I think if you still lived in the old world, they'd still be rolling in here because they could find those guys. I mean, Tylan Wallace wasn't necessarily a big-time guy. They found him in Texas. They found James Washington, who I mentioned. They found Marcel Aitman, who had some time with the Raiders and a couple of other teams. They found him. Nobody was all that interested in Justin Blackmon. He won the Biletnikoff Award twice. Des Bryant was a different story. A lot of people knew about him, managed to get into Stillwater, and he lives on his own planet as far as the physical play of the Y. I mean, there's no one like Des. He has a unique personality, but that body and that speed, all of that in one package, we've not seen that very much in football anywhere. He was unique. So we've been fortunate, but again, times have changed, so we're trying to adapt with it.
All right, so we mentioned ex-NFL guys coaching in Oklahoma State. Zach Robinson is a very popular name right now. Do you think that could potentially happen?
Oh, I think anything's in play. I mean, he brings a lot of NFL experience to the equation. He was a starting quarterback here, really was a starting quarterback when Oklahoma State started that initial big thrust into being a consistent top 20 program. And I think specifically of 2008 when Oklahoma State was undefeated up until I guess it would have been the end of October. A loss at Texas that went to the wire was the first loss. And, he was a big part of that. And so people think highly of him, and they should. I mean, he's been able to rise from, the working at Pro Football Focus, I think was his first job, to now the offensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons. And they bounced back nicely last weekend and had a good offensive game. And so absolutely he's a candidate, and he's someone who's very highly thought of here. He's affiliated with that first run of big success. And so, he brings a lot of positive vibes to the equation for sure.
Hey, Dave, we appreciate you joining us. All great information as always. It's the Wildcats and the Pokes here Saturday at noon. Have a great call.
Thank you. Looking forward to coming out there, and we're a little bit used to the heat, but if somebody starts melting, just send some ice over.
There you go. It's going to be. We haven't had a noon game in early October in a long time, so it should be very interesting.
Not sure whose idea that was, but anyway, we'll just you know what? Hey, if somebody had it, it's a good reason for somebody, so we'll just live with it.
Hey, it's the networks. It's always the networks, right?
It is. There is. Hey,
Dave,
thank you, my friend.
Absolutely, Dave. Dave Hunsinger, we've got Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. With an issue with a transformer in Oro Valley, traffic signals out, dark out along Oracle at Law Reserve Drive, Steam Pump Way, Pushview Lane, and First Avenue, and also signals out along First Avenue at Lambert Lane, Naranja, and Tangerine. Please treat those intersections as an all-way stop. Collisions reported at Oracle and McGee, slowing there, Cold Road and 29th Street, and also Lambert Lane and La Cañada. Clear and 67 tonight, 90 this weekend, and 98 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders.
Eli Manning here. There's nothing like football and King's Hawaiian Sliders. There's something about those soft, fluffy, irresistible King's Hawaiian Sliders that make them a winner on game day. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your grocery store. King's Hawaiian. There's nothing like it.
Wildcats Radio 1290 KZUB Tucson. Here's what we're talking about with you.
Arizona football special teams coach Craig Navarre, huge Astros fan, asked after practice the other night, what's the worst loss by the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium? For him, it was 4th of July when Houston won by 17 runs. For me, 1985, Jack Clark's homer off Tom Niedenfuhr to win the pennant for St. Louis.
Start streaming now by downloading the Wildcats Radio 1290 app.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase
Nobody covers your cats like we do. With press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Find mom's best gift at Target. Now through Mother's Day, get up to 40% off gifts for her. Discover trendy apparel and swimwear that'll elevate any wardrobe. Jewelry that'll make her smile shine brighter, and even chocolate that'll turn any moment into something sweeter. There are endless options to choose from to show her she's the best. Hurry! Save 20 to 40% on select apparel, jewelry, chocolates, and more this Mother's Day only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Once upon a time, our family had trouble with pests around our home. Did you know that stinging insects send tons of people to the hospital? And teeny ticks and mosquitoes can be all around the yard. Their bites can make people and their pets sick. Mice, rats, and roaches need food and water just like us. You do not want them to visit. They can spread disease and make it hard to breathe. I'm sure glad this story has a happy ending.
Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
It's DK on the sports tip. Did you hear what we were talking about?
Doing a lot of around the house work. A new tub. We had to break up the concrete, reset the pipe.
You're going to start your own show?
Not a chance. I'm not a big HGTV guy.
How much of that work are you doing yourself?
The stripping was kind of my job. I ended up taking
stripping?
I took out the linoleum. I stripped out the linoleum.
Am I not paying you enough money that you got to strip for a living? DK on the sports tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
At Straight Talk, we are all about no-brainers. Calling grandma for her recipe? No-brainer. Streaming one more episode at 2 a.m.? Big no-brainer. Getting real unlimited data where you buy bananas? The ultimate no-brainer. Switch now and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. Straight Talk. Real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 5/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store single line activation on qualifying plan. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com/terms. Copyright 2025 Verizon.
Do you disregard people's personal space? Sitting next to people in public, even if there are tons of open seats? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Mattress Firm's 72-hour sale is happening now. Save up to 72% off on top brands, with queens starting at $149.99. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
When I found out my son was smoking weed, I thought it was just part of adolescence.
But then I found out how powerful weed is now.
When teens use vapes or dabs, the potency can be 80 to 100% THC.
Use of high THC products by youth can cause hallucinations, cannabis-induced psychosis,
and come with increased risks of suicidal thoughts,
planning, and attempts.
Just Say No, KNOW. Go to justsayno.org today for the facts.
A public service message from Johnny's Ambassadors.
We bring you all the news and stories of your Arizona Wildcats. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Wildcats Radio 1290 for the latest highlights and commentary. Your home for U of A athletics, Wildcats Radio 1290.
More than 6 million kids in the U.S. have ADHD, and many aren't getting the support they need. At understood.org, we can help. Sometimes in class, the only thing your child can...
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Well, last night the San Francisco 49ers did not have a whole lot of receivers, but they did have this guy to get it done.
Now Mac Jones is in the gun.
With Juszczyk to his left, rolls left, throws on the run. It's McCaffrey crossing the goal line. Jones finds him for 6. The short toss and the McCaffrey touchdown.
Christian McCaffrey, we had him last night. It was one of your BetMGM Network top plays. Christian McCaffrey over 53.5 yards in the game last night, and that one did come to fruition. Christian McCaffrey finished with 8 catches, 82 yards. He was the second leading receiver in the ball game for the 49ers, and he had that one touchdown, although that one touchdown was only for 1 yard. He also ran for 57 yards in the ball game, so 139 all-purpose yards for Christian McCaffrey in the 26-23 win by the San Francisco 49ers over the Los Angeles Rams. It would come down to overtime and one final kick for the win for the 49ers.
I got something better for you, DK. I've got the last stop. It was a fourth down stop that put an end to it.
Let's hear that.
This is your ball game right here. Stafford turns, gives to Kyron Williams over the right side. He didn't get there. Kyron Williams is stopped short, and the San Francisco 49ers win it in overtime. 26-23. A defensive stand on 4th and 1, and the Niners are 4-1.
4-1 San Francisco. Rams fall to 3-2. So Kyron Williams was one of the other plays we had last night. We had Kyron Williams over 16.5 rushing attempts. Kyron only got 14 last night. So we lost on that one. Also, we had Puka Nacua over 2.5 yards rushing. So really all we needed was for them to give the ball to Puka Nacua one time on a jet sweep, and Sean McVay did not do that at all. No carries for Puka Nacua. He did, however, finish with 10 catches, 85 yards, and 1 touchdown. But that does not do us any good.
Can't even get one carry?
No, we couldn't get so we didn't get any rushes out of Puka. We didn't get enough carries out of Kyron Williams. So we lost on 2 of our 3 BetMGM Network plays last night. Let's get you the one we've got for this weekend.
Brad Evans here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. Zeroing in on the main NFL Week 5 slate, he's a baller and he's a shot caller. With his snaps expected to ramp up and no Tyreek Hill in uniform, Darren Waller is someone to chase dollars on against Carolina. The Panthers have allowed the second most yards at tight ends this season. Give me the over on 29.5 receiving yards at -115. Bet smarter, beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
All right, so Darren Waller, who had a big ball game on Monday night, first game back with the Miami Dolphins, and he caught a couple of touchdown passes in that game. Some guys can drag him off. Some guys can just kind of walk back in and find that success. Now, he only had 3 catches for 27 yards, but he was a red zone threat for the Miami Dolphins.
He's a big tight end, and not only that, he's a man with his own rap career, which is now on a hiatus as he gets back in the NFL.
His rap career is on hiatus. His married life is kaput. So why not go back to football and try to reclaim at least some of that glory, right?
A little something for himself. A little something for the portfolio.
Yeah, Mr. Kelsey Plum, though. So that's the play. Take Mr. Kelsey Plum this weekend against the Carolina Panthers. You will hear that game right here on Wildcats Radio 1290 because we are your official Southern Arizona home for Carolina Panthers football. I got a couple of more. I got at least, one more play for you. Big college game this weekend. Alabama is going to take on Vanderbilt this weekend. You'll remember last year Vanderbilt upset Kalen DeBoer and the Alabama Crimson Tide. So another opportunity for Vanderbilt, this time though on the road in Tuscaloosa. How about the Commodores? They're 5-0. They're ranked 16th overall, and Alabama comes in off their upset over Georgia on the road. They are ranked 10th. So the play is to take Vanderbilt plus 10.5. Vanderbilt plus 10.5 on the road at Alabama. Your BetMGM Network top play that's coming in right now at -110 over at BetMGM Network. So your $12.90 bet will get you back $11.73. Vanderbilt plus 10.5 over Alabama. All right, we got a special guest with us, one of the popular callers to the show. Paul in Phoenix has joined us. Paul is down here for the Red-Blue game. Are you staying overnight for football, or are you going back and coming back?
Staying overnight for football.
You got a hotel and everything, Paul.
No hotel. It's a wonderful having family here in town.
There you go.
Hey,
absolutely.
That's right.
There you go, Paul. Good to see you down here as
Good
always.
to see you. Got to meet J-Dub.
That's right. I forgot. The first time that you and J-Dub have ever had a chance to meet each other.
Well, yeah. For the football tailgate, I'm always back at the studio. So
exactly.
Rare event. So we get a Red-Blue game. I get to get out and
you know what? He's better looking in person. There you go. So he's better looking in person. That's right. Looking forward to tonight's
what are you most looking forward to about basketball this season?
I'll be honest.
Paul?
I've got 2 grandkids here, 2 granddaughters here, and I'm looking forward to them taking it in and getting a chance to see the 3-point shootout with the Lady Cats, and just be part of McKale. They've never been in McKale.
Yeah.
So I've got lots of great memories in McKale.
Hey, what are you looking forward to? The best answer to that question is bringing the next generation in so that they can start their journey of being Arizona Wildcat fans. So there it is.
You know, I've heard some of the new things that Tommy's trying to promote, some new cheers for the Zona Zoo and all that stuff. I have a dream that someday my grandkids, I'll be able to come here with them.
Oh, wow.
On day one, and they're sitting on the Zona Zoo at the stadium or sitting here in McKale and being able to enjoying it.
Well,
that's all I want.
You certainly have gotten hoarse a few times at the stadium.
Oh my goodness!
So,
let me tell you.
Pass it down.
Let me tell you. Tomorrow's no exception. We'll bring it. We'll bring the energy tomorrow. We'll have a blast tonight with Gronk, with Shaq and the crew. And it's just great to sit next to you two guys. I can't believe I'm sitting here. This is awesome.
shout out who we've got with you here.
We've got
in fact, let me. I'm gonna put my other camera here on them so the people can see them over there.
All right, we've got my son-in-law Quincy, my daughter Ashley.
Oh, there's Quincy over
Quincy's
there.
over there.
Quincy.
My daughter Ashley and my 2 grandkids Amelia, Joe, and Riley.
All right.
And, we're looking forward to this. This has been something we've kind of had circled on our calendar for quite some time, and it's a great opportunity. My daughter was the one who said, "Dad, you got to buy the tickets. Let's take the girls to McKale for the first time."
All right. So which one is this? Amelia Joe here on the left, she's in the.
She's in the.
She's got her colors
she's got
on.
Her colors. The other one we're worried about.
What's going on with that?
I think she's more on the Gonzaga side or something like that. She's kind of
Park City, Utah.
Yeah, come on,
Utah Utes fan there. What's going on?
But like a retro Park City, Utah shirt's about as cool as it gets. So I think she's okay.
We're working on her.
All right. Now, what's your name, young lady, again? Amelia. Okay, Amelia. You have a favorite player on the team? No?
Not yet.
No, not yet?
She will after tonight.
She does. Ask Riley who your favorite person.
Riley, who's your favorite player?
On the basketball team.
Bryce James. Okay, there we go. All right. We get a chance to see Bryce for the first time. That's going to be fun tonight. You guys play? You play hoops? Yeah? What's the most points you've ever scored in a game? 10? Awesome.
She was doing
How
it.
about you?
Riley?
8. All right, we're getting there.
Riley is what I'd like to say. She's world free. World be free. She
likes to shoot it from distance.
She's never seen a 3-point shot. And I'm telling you, last year as a second grader, she airballed 4 or 5 in a row, but kept at it and sank a 3-pointer and let everybody in the stands know that was her 3-pointer. So I was proud. Papa was proud of her.
World be free. Spent some time in Denver, right?
He was in Cleveland, I know that.
He was in Cleveland.
Philadelphia, I'm not sure. Yeah,
yes.
Philadelphia and Cleveland, I know for sure. But maybe near the end of his
I'm just
career
meant the
Denver
color
too.
scheme. She's got the old Denver 60s,
It does.
70s
It looks like that
scheme.
old 70s Denver Nuggets back in the day with the old guy and the hook thing there. That was one of my favorite logos back in the day.
That's great.
For the NBA.
Guys, have a great rest of your show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank
get in
you
and
so
get your
much.
seats because it's open seating, right? You got to make sure you get a good one.
Thank you.
Paul, appreciate
Thanks,
you as always. We'll see you maybe tomorrow.
Sounds good. Thank you,
guys. All right,
guys.
Paul in Phoenix, ladies and gentlemen. Longtime caller to the show. We always appreciate the opportunity to see and talk to him. And he got to meet J.W. Madden for the first time. That's awesome, for sure.
It's funny because most people say I look worse in person than it's the opposite.
All right, we've got one more hour to go here from McKale Center with us, and then we've got the Red-Blue game. You can watch that. It's going to be on ESPN Plus tonight, Brian Jeffries and Corey Williams will have the call. We'll check in maybe with Corey next week and get his thoughts on what he saw in the game tonight. Dragon Ball's back at studio. He's got sports here in Southern Arizona as well as sports around the world. And we will also get you coming up all your high school action. I'll tell you about all the high school games going on tonight here in Southern Arizona because it is week 7 of the high school football season. Take it away, Dragon Ball.
Well, looking around the reminders for the weekend events coming up here at the U of A, starting tonight, again, the McKale Center is going to have the annual Red-Blue game, as you've been hearing the guys talk about today. Again, the tip-off will be at 5:45 at the McKale Center for the men's basketball team this afternoon. Now, the rest of the weekend, we wish the men and women's tennis teams the best of luck as the women continue their meet over in San Rafael, California, while the men take on the SEC versus Big 12 invite out in Waco, Texas. Soccer has their next game in Cincinnati as they get a battle on with the Bearcats. And the Phoenix Mercury get themselves ready tonight at 5 o'clock with a chance to go ahead and open up their 6th WNBA Finals appearance with a win over the Las Vegas Aces as the finals tip off tonight out in Sin City. It'll be Alyssa Thomas and company taking on 4-time MVP Elijah Wilson and her squad as Vegas aims to win their 3rd title in 4 years. It was 3 winner-take-all wildcard games last night, and it was the Tigers, Cubs, and Yankees all coming out on top, with New York putting a cap on their day's festivities with a shutout of their rival in the Red Sox.
Yoshida will take second. This one is popped up. McMahon. And the Yankees have completed step 1 on their way back to a World Series.
Again, it was Cam Schlittler becoming a new hero for the Bronx as he was able to go ahead and have an impressive outing. 12 strikeouts in 8 innings performed. The MLB playoffs continue on Saturday. The Cubs go and battle their NL Central rivals in the Brewers. The Yankees continue a journey to another AL East rival in the Blue Jays. And the Dodgers and Phillies battle it out in Philadelphia while the Mariners host the Tigers in the final game of Saturday's slate. And I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions reported Old Spanish Trail and Broadway, Kolb Road and 29th Street, Lambert Lane and La Cañada, and also Oracle and McGee, slowing on Oracle at McGee. In Oro Valley, traffic signals dark and out along 1st Avenue at Lambert Lane, at Naranja, also at Tangerine, and also traffic signals out along Oracle at La Reserve Drive, Steam Pump Way, Pushview Lane, and 1st Avenue. Treat those intersections, please, as a 4-way stop. 67 clear tonight, 90 this weekend, and 98 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Upgrade your laundry routine with a durable and reliable Maytag laundry pair at Lowe's. Like the new Maytag washer and dryer with performance-enhanced stain-fighting power. Shop Maytag in-store or online today at Lowe's.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do, with press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Find mom's best gift at Target. Now through Mother's Day, get up to 40% off gifts for her. Discover trendy apparel and swimwear that'll elevate any wardrobe. jewelry that'll make her smile shine brighter, and even chocolate that'll turn any moment into something sweeter. There are endless options to choose from to show her she's the best. Hurry! Save 20 to 40% on select apparel, jewelry, chocolates, and more this Mother's Day only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Once upon a time, our family had trouble with pests around our home. Did you know that stinging insects send tons of people to the hospital? And teeny ticks and mosquitoes can be all around the yard. Their bites can make people and their pets sick. Mice, rats, and roaches need food and water just like us. You do not want them to visit. They can spread disease and make it hard to breathe. I'm sure glad this story has a happy ending.
Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
It's DK on the sports tip. Did you hear what we were talking about?
Doing a lot of around the house work. A new tub. We had to break up the concrete, reset the pipe.
You're going to start your own show?
Not a chance. I'm not a big HGTV guy.
How much of that work are you doing yourself?
The stripping was kind of my job. I ended up taking
stripping?
I took out the linoleum. I stripped out the linoleum.
Am I not paying you enough money that you got to strip for a living? DK on the sports tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
At Straight Talk, we are all about no-brainers. Calling Grandma for her recipe, no-brainer. Streaming one more episode at 2 a.m., big no-brainer. Getting real unlimited data where you buy bananas, the ultimate no-brainer. Switch now and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 5/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store single line activation on qualifying plan. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com/terms. Copyright 2025 Verizon.
Do you disregard people's personal space? Sitting next to people in public, even if there are tons of open seats? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Mattress Firm's 72-hour sale is happening now. Save up to 72% off on top brands, with queens starting at $149.99. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
When I found out my son was smoking weed, I thought it was just part of adolescence.
But then I found out how powerful weed is now.
When teens use vapes or dabs, the potency can be 80 to 100% THC.
Use of high THC.
All right, we're coming to you live from here, McKale Center. It is Red Blue Friday night. Great to be on campus, back for our first show of the basketball season. We're going to chat with Reggie Gary here coming up. But first, we're about to tip off WNBA Finals. Phoenix Mercury and the Las Vegas Aces. Real quick, let's hear from Kalia Copper and Alyssa Thomas on when they knew they had a finals potential team.
Well, I'm going to go back and I'm gonna go through my text messages, but I texted Nate after we lost to, I think it was Minnesota. We were home. And I was like, I like us. And I think us has been our saying all season. And I probably sent him that text maybe twice after games, and it was just seeing our fight. You know, we had players who had never played in the W before go out there and compete at the highest level, and they went on a winning streak. They won in 1 games, and I think now they're sending me and AT and Sa, and they're talking about us, but don't forget about those players who held it down when I wasn't playing, when AT didn't play, and they really held it down, put us in a position to be a 4 seed in the playoffs. So some of them aren't playing right now, but they're really important for this team and what they've built when we didn't have everyone at 100%. So I think it was earlier in the season for me. I think we had constant talks about what this team was capable of, and we weren't even at full strength yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. I've been saying it since training camp that we were going to the finals, so I've made it known.
That was Alyssa Thomas there at the end, chiming in on Kalia Copper's comment there. Game 1 getting underway right now in Las Vegas, Mercury and Aces. It's the first time ever the WNBA is going to play a 7-game finals, so we're looking forward to that immensely. We're also looking forward to Red Blue here tonight at McKale Center. We're joined by Arizona Wildcats employee here in the athletics department. He's been running around doing a lot of stuff today, and we also played basketball here at the University of Arizona, also coached all over the world. Reggie Gary, he's the analyst as well on the Radio Road broadcasts. Reggie, man, you're busy. This is a busy Friday for you. Home Fridays, though, are during the middle portion of football and the beginning of basketball have just got to be hectic for everybody in this department.
It really is. It's an exciting time to be a Wildcat. Exciting time to be on campus. We have so much going on, as you mentioned. Big football game against Oklahoma State tomorrow. See if Arizona can go 4-1, which it looks like we're in a position to do that. We got volleyball going on right now, and Rita's doing a great job there. They got a good win last night. Soccer. Now we got basketball season going on, a lot of activity, and it's just a fun time to be here.
You were just over. We had Scott Shake on earlier. Ken Coit, huge donation to the athletic department to name the directors of athletics position. You sold that, right? That was your guy.
That
right?
was my guy. Yeah, I'll take full credit for that. But yeah, we've been really blessed since my 6 years here in doing development, fundraising, just having so many generous people here and giving back. And Ken's just a great example of that. He's cross campus. He's giving $50 million to the pharmacy department, $5 million to athletics, and just for him to have that incredible generosity, every dollar counts from 1 to 50 million, and we appreciate that. But for him to step up like that, it's just great to see him get recognized.
And a Cleveland guy, Paul Macenti, born in Cleveland, Ohio, raised in Phoenix, donating $4.4 million this week.
Yep. And another one, that's another principal gift. We have maybe another one coming up here, hopefully in the next week or two. And so, like I say, just Wildcats, letter winners and donors and people that have great affinity for the school have just been so generous, and we're just very, very appreciative.
Reggie Gary is our guest. So, Reggie, what Red Blue? Well, first of all, tell me what kind of it was. It Red Blue when you were here? What was that event like back? Maybe what was it like? I guess we're going on 32 years.
Yeah,
now?
We don't have to go that far. We don't bring that up.
32
but no,
years.
It's been a great tradition. Obviously, the Red Blue game was around back in I think it was in the late 80s. It was here in the early 90s. Yeah. And so it looked a little bit different, but it was that first opportunity. If you weren't a season ticket holder, you can get a ticket, come in and see what the Wildcats look like. And I think looking back in the 90s, at least when I was here, it was more of a competitive event. It was kind of how a coach would evaluate. It was a little bit closer to season, and so it was kind of knives out. I always say that it was a very friendly but very competitive. It's very funny. We're all Wildcats. We're on the same team. We play pickup and practice, but when we get to this Red Blue game and you're wearing blue, it had that feel, and it was a chance to kind of compete in front of 15,000 folks. And so one of the stories I do like to share, though, is that I'm at Mater Dei High School. I'm going into my senior year, and Coach Gary McKnight, who's up for the Hall of Fame this year, comes out for the Red Blue game and comes back and says, "Hey, Reggie, I need to speak to you, man. I want to talk to you about, just talk to you about what I saw." I said, Coach, how was it? He said, "Man, Arizona's got this freshman, Damien Stoudemire. I think he had about 40 points in the Red Blue game."
In the Red Blue game?
In the Red Blue game. He said, "Don't want to scare you. Just want to let you know he's there." And so he didn't scare me. Me and Damon were teammates for 3 years, but it had that, it was that coming out party. So it's a little bit more entertaining now, a little bit more entertainment, but still, it's a fun environment.
Is that just a coach that's trying to get you to work a little bit harder?
It was. He was just like, you need to be on your P's and Q's. They got some real dudes there. And so yeah, it was a great wake-up call. But the Red Blue is a great experience, not for all the guys, but for most of these guys, especially freshmen. This is the biggest crowd this is the biggest crowd they've ever played in front of. And so you can get some of those, you can get a little bit of those nerves out, those butterflies out in a game like this. And, not all of them, but just a little enough that when we get to Florida, here in Las Vegas in about a month, you've kind of knocked a little bit of that off.
So you got here that next year, and you're like, Damon ain't getting 40 in this game tonight.
No, I think I held him to a stiff 25, something like that. But, yeah, he definitely had my attention.
I'm sure you've been in some of the practice, seen a few of the workouts. What's impressed you about this freshman class coming in? Obviously, Koa Pete leads it. Braden Burries, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of him this year. And obviously, Bryce James brings a big name, but, probably more of a developmental player. But what are you seeing?
I'm seeing a lot of guys. I'm seeing, Coach Tommy Lloyd's got a good problem this year in terms of he's got a lot of guys. The freshmen have come in, all of the freshmen, for that matter, came in with a really workman-like attitude. They're focused, they're hardworking, they're competing in practice. It reminds me of how it was back in the old times, where that's where we got better. That was the real secret sauce in my mind, was that it was competitive practice. It wasn't just 5 of us versus 5 walk-on. Like, you had to compete because there was somebody kind of nipping at your heels, trying to take a minute or two from you here or there. So it's more of a competitive environment. The freshmen have been on it. Koa has been very focused, and his attention. Braden's been on it. Ivan's been looking, he's got incrementally better since he's arrived here. Dwayne Aristod is another, young promising talent. So the freshmen are there. We have a great nucleus of I think 3 starters coming back. Yep. So you got some young guys, you got some older guys. And so it's a really nice mix. I know Tommy's excited. When he's excited, I'm excited. That's saying, hey, we got some dudes here. If we can put this together, we're going to have something. But having said that, there's still, in my mind, 3 or 4 things they still need to answer, to take that next step. We know they're going to be good. I say this every year. We know they're going to be good. Are they going to be great? There's still a little bit of work in progress there.
What do you think maybe some of those things are that need to be answered?
Just, defining of roles is probably number one. Who's going to replace Caleb Love? You can say whatever you want to say about Caleb. He was a guy you could give the basketball to at the end of a shot clock, end of a half, end of a game, and make a play. And he was more than willing to do that. Who's that guy going to be this year? Is it Jaden Bradley? Is it Koa Pete? Is it Barry? Burries, thank you. Yeah. Who is it? So we don't know. That's a question mark. Consistent outside shooting is always an issue. We know we're bigger and stronger than most teams. We can pound them on the glass, pound them inside the paint. Are we going to get consistent shooting? I think Del Orso is an individual who's going to get it. He'll be in that 38 to 40% 3-point percentage. Jaden Bradley's an individual who shoots a good percentage but doesn't shoot a lot of shots. Now that his volume goes up, does his percentages continue to stay well? Where are we collectively going to get some of these numbers from the outside in terms of 3-point percentage and attempts and mades to keep people honest, to keep people not just sitting back on us? And so I think that's something it'll work itself out in time. But just going into it, we're kind of like, where's that going to come from? So I think those are two big questions right now.
With Delhi, obviously backcourt, upperclassmen backcourt, so important, and you got the bigs coming back, also upperclassmen. We're also going to infuse, as you just said, so many new players into the rotation. How important is it to get communication down right now? Because you're talking about defense rotations, everybody being on the same page as far as how you're going to attack screens and stuff like that. Yeah. Early in the season, how important is that they all get on the same page with their terminology and being communicative with each other on the court?
It's huge. It's huge. It's and the faster you can get more comfortable with the system, the terminology, in terms of Coach Tommy Lloyd's philosophy and what he wants to see, the quicker you guys can get an understanding of that, where you can get out of your head and just put it on the floor confidently and be relaxed in doing so. That's what it's all about. That's how you win games early in the season. That's how you gel early in the season, and there you kind of build out. And I think we've seen that. And these guys have a little bit more of an advantage now. They have more practice times. They get to the practice parts earlier, so you can start putting in some of those smaller, that kind of that whole big hole type mentality where you can kind of look at something small and kind of implement it into your program and build out. I think Tommy does a great job of that.
And real quick, on those vets, you got the vets 3 years in the system. How important is that? How important is to have 3 guys for 3 years been in Coach Lloyd's system to be able to help those young guys come along quicker?
Huge. Is a quiet leader, but a leader that you can, with his ball handling responsibilities for 30, 34, that's the one thing he does well. He's efficient. He takes care of the basketball. He's a high assist, low turnover number. That is a godsend as a coach to have. And, you have Toby Awaka, a very mature, very intelligent young man who's the biggest, strongest guy on the court most nights. Deli's came back. He's got the full beard now, right? Deli's got this beard.
Bulked up a little,
He's bulked up a little bit.
Deli.
He's got a little bit of stuff in his eye this year. He's got a little bit of senioritis. You can feel like, hey, this is my team, my year, and he's been great and aggressive. So to have 3-4 guys, and Mo Creeve is coming off injury, that you can rely on for your primary minutes, and now as you're incorporating these young guys, man, that's big.
Reggie, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us. Go get some more of that donor money.
Everybody out there, if you want to give to the university, please give me a call. I'd love to sit and talk with you.
There you go. Reggie Gary, ladies and gentlemen, Arizona basketball, one of the best defensive players, if not the best defensive player to ever come through this program. All right, Cricket is with us now, and it is Cricket. We're on campus. There's a lot of people milling around. We're getting ready to party. Why do we party on Friday? Because it is the weekend. Woo! All right. Reggie's into that too. Hey, right. Bam McKale in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Bam McKale is here. Cricket, what we got going on in Southern Arizona? I know one thing we got going on Southern Arizona this weekend. It's my birthday on Sunday. I didn't see my present from you before I left today, but that's okay. I'll be in on Monday, so maybe I'll see something on Monday. But what else we got going on in town this weekend?
Well, let's call all Swifties. Tonight, The Life of a Showgirl, a Taylor Swift listening party at Corbett's on 6th Avenue tonight at 6. There'll be Taylor Swift-themed cocktails, painting, and vendors there. Tomorrow night, the 80s dance party at Surly Wench on 4th Avenue. And for spooky season, the Haunted Hotel tours all month long at Hotel Congress Wednesday and Sundays, and other spooky events around town like Nightfall at Old Tucson, Terror in the Corn in Marana, and Slaughterhouse. This is the last year for Slaughterhouse.
All right, last year. That's right. One final chance. So what do we have any inkling, Cricket, on what's going to replace Slaughterhouse? Because that is, that's best haunted house in Arizona 6 years running. So somebody's got to try to step up and replace that.
Well, are there any other 80-year-old slaughterhouses that are abandoned in town?
I don't know exactly.
Well, I ain't one to gossip, but I hear that might become a parking garage for the new casino going up.
Oh, that's right. Across on the other.
I don't know.
That's right. They're building that casino on the other side of the freeway, right?
That's just a rumor, but I don't want to gossip. But again, that's just a rumor.
All we need Erica Hansen Barnes, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, there you go. Look at her. There we go. Tilly is in the house. Go Tilly. Go Tilly. Go Tilly.
So what you're saying is world's greatest haunted parking garage is on the horizon. They're turning into that.
And there's plenty of horror movies that have like Candyman has a legendary scene that happens in the parking garage.
Sure. I feel like so much can happen there.
Yes.
There's potential for Halloween events maybe next year.
Keep it rolling.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. All right, Cricket, appreciate that. Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you. Well, we won't talk to you because you're off. You're actually working on the FM next week. So you can hear Cricket next week over in the mornings on K-Hit 107.5. Enjoy that work next week.
Thank you. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. All right, we have much more coming up for you. Cricket's getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
And from the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center at your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions reported 22nd and Alvernon, Old Spanish Trail and Broadway. To the north side, La Cholla, north of Ina and La Cañada. Also earlier wreck at Oracle and McGee, slowing on Oracle at McGee. And traffic signals out and dark along 1st Avenue at Lambert Lane, at Naranja, also at Tangerine, and also signals out along Oracle at La Reserve Drive, Steam Pump Way, Pushview Lane, and 1st Avenue. Please treat those intersections as an all-way stop. Clear and 67 tonight, 90 this weekend, and 96 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Prime Big Deal Days. Prime Big Deal Days are happening on October 7th and 8th with savings up to 40% off. This is your chance to grab that item you've been thinking about. It's Prime Big Deal Days, coming soon, October 7th and 8th.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson, your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do, with press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Find mom's best gift at Target. Now through Mother's Day, get up to 40% off gifts for her. Discover trendy apparel and swimwear that'll elevate any wardrobe. Jewelry that'll make her smile shine brighter, and even chocolate that'll turn any moment into something sweeter. There are endless options to choose from to show her she's the best. Hurry! Save 20 to 40% on select apparel, jewelry, chocolates, and more this Mother's Day only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Once upon a time, our family had trouble with pests around our home. Did you know that stinging insects send tons of people to the hospital? And teeny ticks and mosquitoes can be all around the yard. Their bites can make people and their pets sick. Mice, rats, and roaches need food and water just like us. You do not want them to visit. They can spread disease and make it hard to breathe. I'm sure glad this story has a happy ending.
Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
It's DK on the sports tip. Did you hear what we were talking about?
Doing a lot of around the house work. New tub. We had to break up the concrete, reset the pipe.
You're going to start your own show?
Not a chance. I'm not a big HGTV guy.
How much of that work are you doing yourself?
The stripping was kind of my job. I ended up taking
stripping?
I took
You're
out the
stripping?
linoleum. I stripped out the
Am
linoleum.
I not paying you enough money that you got to strip for a living? DK on the sports tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
At Straight Talk, we are all about no-brainers. Calling Grandma for her recipe, no-brainer. Streaming one more episode at 2 a.m., big no-brainer. Getting real unlimited data where you buy bananas, the ultimate no-brainer. Switch now and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 5/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store single line activation on qualifying plan. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com/terms. Copyright 2025 Verizon.
Do you disregard people's personal space? Sitting next to people in public, even if there are tons of open seats? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Mattress Firm's 72-hour sale is happening now. Save up to 72% off on top brands, with queens starting at $149.99. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
When I found out my son was smoking weed, I thought it was just part of adolescence.
But then I found out how powerful weed is now.
When teens use vapes or dabs, the potency can be 80 to 100% THC.
Use of high THC products by youth can cause hallucinations, cannabis-induced psychosis,
and come with increased risks of suicidal thoughts,
planning, and attempts.
Just Say No, KNOW. Go to justsayno.org today for the facts.
A public service message from Johnny's Ambassadors.
We bring you all the news and stories of your Arizona Wildcats. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Wildcats Radio 1290 for the latest highlights and commentary. Your home for U of A athletics, Wildcats Radio 1290.
More than 6 million kids in the U.S. have ADHD, and many aren't getting the support they need. At understood.org, we can help. Sometimes in class, the only thing your child can focus on are the thoughts racing through their head.
Why am I always falling behind? Why do I feel so alone? So different.
Your child is looking to you for answers. But as a parent, you probably have a lot of questions too. What should I do next? Where do I even start? At understood.org, we provide parents with the resources they need to help kids with ADHD thrive. Your child wants to thrive. Be the reason they do. Visit understood.org/thereason to get started.
Exclusions apply.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We are here at McKale Center. It is Red Blue Friday night. We got the pride of Arizona coming by. Dr. Benson is in the house as well. All kinds of folks. All the stars are out tonight, ladies and gentlemen,
Everywhere.
here in southern Arizona for Red Blue. night here at McKale Center. We want to hear from you as well if you're coming down here, what your expectations are for Arizona basketball as well as Arizona football. I promised you more Danny Gonzalez because you can't have enough Danny Gonzalez in your life. So let's hear Danny Gonzalez talking about 6 plays. What was it? 6 plays for 189 yards the Iowa State Cyclones got on the Arizona Wildcats last Saturday in Ames, Iowa. Let's hear Danny Gonzalez on the big plays and how his team can be better on defending those 50-50 balls that kind of snuck up and bit them a little bit in Ames.
The 3 biggest ones, the 52-yarder, the 43-yarder on the first one with him and AG is great coverage. Their guy jumped up, made a ball. He had his hand on the ball, and he was able to make, those are the 50-50 balls in the first 2 weeks we made. We didn't make that one. The one on the 3rd and 11, on our sideline, that one's frustrating because Jen's covering a lot of ground. We lose leverage if we keep the leverage that we're supposed to keep. That ball's probably intercepted. But once again, give Chase Toole credit. Dude made a play. They got good players too, and he made play. The 52-yarder goes against your training. If you're going full speed, it's a 10-yard gain, not 50. And that's a learned thing. It's a muscle memory thing. We do it every single day. The way I don't know if you guys that are out there and watch the way you watch us chase the ball on 7-on-7. Like we go one play roll, and they have to sprint 40 yards every single time. If that ball's on the ground, we pick it up like it's a fumble if it's an incomplete pass. Like that's training. And so is it instilled 100% yet? Obviously not. So we're going to keep training it. Now that takes time because human nature is or something's away from you, especially in this game. And watch everybody's tape. I do. I'm very picky and particular on this stuff. And I call our guys out all the time in our room because if it's lazy, it's not acceptable. And then it shows up on game day. I can promise you the 2 that we've had to call out, it won't happen again. And then we made a big emphasis today. And we can track them with all those GPS things and tell you how fast they run. Michael Dansby hit 22.5 miles an hour in that football game in shoulder pads and full pads. Okay? That's pretty damn fast. If you do that all the time, you eliminate big plays. So those are they scheme? It had nothing to do with pass rush because that ball is catch throw. They're throwing fade routes, and we've got to make more plays on 50-50 balls than the opponent if we're going to be elite on better at this on Saturday night.
There you go. That is your game time with Gonzo for today. The defensive coordinator for your Arizona Wildcats, Danny Gonzalez. You cannot get enough Danny Gonzalez in your life. That's for sure. He'll be. I'm anxious to see how his defense bounces back tomorrow after what we saw. And again, the Wildcats are heavily favored. But still, that's a good Oklahoma State team on the other side. So Danny Gonzalez and company, they're going to have to bring it tomorrow for sure. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. All right, I want you to hear from some of your Arizona men's basketball players. We were talking with Reggie Geary about Anthony Del Orso, ADO, and he put on a little bit of poundage, a little bit of muscle this past off-season to try to match up to the physicality that this team is going to see in the Big 12. Let's hear from Anthony Del Orso on that poundage that he added.
Definitely getting my body right, getting some more weight put on. That was been big in the off-season. Me and Coach Rounds and from going home and all those people involved, that's something that's been big for me, getting stronger, getting more physical, and then obviously staying on top of your game, getting better defensively, just all around being more alert, more attention to detail. It's something that I've kind of prided myself on this summer, and I think it's showing great.
So what will be that strength that you're adding? What will that do for you? Will it allow you to take the pounding in the paint more? I mean, we didn't necessarily see you drive a lot last year. Is that something you want to maybe try to do more? What will that added muscle do for you?
It'll do pretty much help in every way possible. I mean, obviously defensively, strength is a big thing. Athleticism is a big thing. Being able to slide, being able to switch, more matchups, being able to take bumps and just physically, put yourself on the offensive player rather than them hitting you and you kind of falling back. Offensively, it does the same thing. You drive, you stay on your line. You can kind of impose your will rather than you kind of get pushed around. So that's something that I've really prided myself in this off season, and I'm looking forward to use it because it's been a long journey, but I think it's all worth it.
There you go, Anthony Del Orso. Looking forward to seeing how that extra weight plays for him this season? Because sometimes you got to get used to that extra poundage, J-Dub.
Yeah, we talked a lot about that last year. It was either on drives, DK. You liked it sometimes when he got all the way to the rim. You liked it when he enforces will a little bit, but mostly on defense. It's holding your spots. It's fighting over screens and all of that. And obviously, coming from a smaller school, Campbell, he needed a little bit of adjustment time. And first year for Arizona in the Big 12, obviously the most physical conference outside of potentially 1 year in the Big 10 maybe, but Big 12 is about as physical as it gets. So putting on that extra weight during the offseason, certainly he knows what he needs to do to help get him through the whole vigorous conference schedule and that crazy non-conference. So only can be good, and especially with Mr. Rounds, I'm sure they put the poundage on in the right spots, DK.
Body by
and
rounds.
That's the most important.
Indeed. Evan Nelson is back here in Tucson. Graduate of South Point Catholic High School. Helped take the Lancers to a state championship game when he was here. I think he actually might have even been on the winning state championship team for South Point Catholic High School. And after spending the first part of his undergrad life playing basketball and getting a degree at Harvard, he's back here playing some hoop for Arizona. And we chatted with Evan about what it's like to try to have to come off a screen by Big Toby Owaka. Have you had to come off a Toby screen yet is the big
Brother,
question.
let me tell you. It's like, I kid you not, it's like I get concussed if I get hit by a Toby screen. And it's happened multiple times. It's like I've got whiplash. I've got all this stuff. But no, I'm getting used to the physicality of it, and I'm starting to enjoy it. So.
It's like running your car into a brick wall, right?
Hey, we just talked about the physicality of the Big 12. So Toby's big on Arizona, a lot of big boys on those other schools. So got to get around them.
Twirl, ladies and gentlemen. Twirl is in the house tonight. There we go. All right. Ladies will be twirling. And, I mean, again, Evan Nelson, it's great to see him back here at the University of Arizona and having a chance to play for his hometown team and coming back with a degree from Harvard. Yeah. Doesn't get any better than that. All right, Dragon Ball, we're going to change because we were a little long on this segment, so we're going to change it up here. We are going to hear from Mateus Krivas here, the big man who is coming back off of the injury, and a real key piece. I mean, I think a lot of what happens with Arizona this season is going to depend on your ability to have Mateus Krivas in the middle of this offense, in the middle of this defense. And he talks a little bit about this freshman class and what he thinks it's going to require for this squad to be able to win at a high level this year.
Yeah, we have a lot of young guys. They're great players, and if we put the pieces right together, we have a really good team. And the expectations for the team is just to always play as a one unit, and we don't need like crazy performances by one player every night. We just need the wins, and I think to get the wins we need a little bit of everyone.
There you go. Got to have all 13 to 14. I don't know exactly how many men are on the roster this year, but everybody's got a part in this for sure.
Yeah, and you think about last year preseason. Coach Lloyd talked a lot about building around him as the centerpiece of their offense. Particularly, look at Zach Edey, right? If you're 7'3", 7'4", you got a bit of weight to you, and you can finish consistently around the rim, defenses have to worry about that. They have to double down. They got to find ways. So Mateus Krivas being healthy is a huge factor. And obviously, Coach Lloyd has talked quite a bit about how much he likes that high-low, how much he likes to establish the post. So having a healthy Mateus Krivas, DK, will be vital. But what he said right there is super important. They don't need anybody to be a superstar, right? They just need everybody to do their part, play with high energy. They got a lot of depth this year. So nobody needs to go out and, be a superhero. You just really need to have everybody on the same page playing that good team basketball.
The stars are out. Golf coach Jim Anderson is here, ladies and gentlemen. Jim Anderson, golf coach, the longest tenured head coach now here at the University of Arizona Athletics. I believe year 14 years now? 14 years? 14 years for Jim Anderson. There you go. All right. Good to see him. We'll absolutely look forward to talking to some of his guys coming up as we get into the golf season. All right, I promised you a second. Brandon Sanders, ladies and gentlemen, one of the hardest hitters ever to wear the helmet in this program for sure. He's walking by, doing a great job with the alumni within the athletics department here. All right, I promised you a second keyword, a chance to win $1,000. This is our last keyword of the week. This is our third week, so we're now through really it's 2.5 weeks worth of keywords. We've got how many weeks? 1, 2, 3,
6,
3, 4, 4 more weeks to go of keywords. Right now, I'm going to give you the word. You're going to text it to 95819. 95819. Your chance to win $1,000. Either you young men want to win $1,000? No, you don't. Really?
Yeah,
Kids that
he
don't
doesn't
want to
know.
win $1,000? If somebody had told me I could win $1,000, I'd have been like, where do I sign up? Hey, Mrs. Elliott is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Beverly Elliott, the legendary Beverly Elliott, is here tonight. Love Beverly Elliott for sure. All right, here it is. More. You hear that word on Jim Rome's show all the time. More. M-O-R-E. Text more right now to 95819. You have a chance to win $1,000. Folks, $1,000. 95819. Text the word more to 95819. Your final chance this week to win $1,000. It's our 5K a day giveaway. 5 times a day we're giving away a keyword chance for you to win $1,000. One keyword between 6 and 9 a.m., one keyword between 9 and 11, another between 11 and 12, one between 2 and 4, and one between 4 and 7, which means we're giving you 2 keywords live every single Monday through Friday here on our show for your chance to win $1,000. Text more right now, M-O-R-E, to 95819 for your chance to win. We will text you back a confirmation of your entry. Data and message rates may apply. Please do not text and drive. All right. It is the Red-Blue game. The doors are open. Things are going to be getting going here in about 9 minutes. We are going to wrap up our coverage here from McKale Center. We've still got much more coming up for you in our final segment of the show. We're going to let you hear an interview that we did from U of A Media Day with Dwayne Aristode. We'll also get you your Panthers report. Carolina Panthers, don't forget, Carolina Panthers, we are the official Southern Arizona home of the Panthers. Tetro McMillan, Lathan Ransom from South Point Catholic High School. They play the Miami Dolphins at home on Sunday, 10 o'clock. You can hear that game on Wildcats Radio 1290. All right, for JW Madden here. Go ahead.
You guys go enjoy the court. Go enjoy that new court in
Absolutely. For JW Madden, for Cricket, and for Dragon Ball back in studio, my name is David Kelly. That's going to wrap up our coverage here from the arena. Dragon Ball's got you the rest of the way with some interviews and a whole lot more. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this
All right,
is
you guys are clear.
Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions reported Valencia and
Enjoy the new court, guys.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do, with press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Find mom's best gift at Target.
Quick throw, retro, makes the catch for the touchdown.
Wildcats Radio 12.